What if a friend wanna possum? Now walk and jump. What the bobo wanna be? So ya dear, ya dem pie. Ni aye ba froa en wano ye bu koto de ya dia seda ma opama besi wo kunsa what if a friend wanna bosom na walk and tamo what the bubo wanna be so ya dia ya dem pai mo ni aye ba froa en wano ye bu koto de ya dia seda ma opama opama yeah,
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
One say money ni wechi chachi pio tampo piti ni nengu eti eti paibo ni aye be ma mano ye bu today ye dia sita be ma watch them kwa o free susuru be wuti ye o daddy say sikani disen to me to eti eti paibo
After 6 Friday morning, July 24. Good morning to you. Welcome to 97.3 Citi FM. This is the City Breakfast Show. My name is Caleb Kuda. Ogwama is this new one. The Lamb. Ogwama, the Lamb. From the stables of Perez Music and Daughters of Glorious Jesus. I always love it where the veterans collaborate with the new voices to produce something fantastic. The power of collaboration is one that you can never go without. Perez Music, oh, we all love him. And then, of course, the timeless Daughters of Glorious Jesus, who started the business long before some of us were born. And they are still on the road. Something to learn about the resilience of the Daughters of Glorious Jesus. Staying true to your calling, remaining faithful, working together as a team. Man, these are becoming hard to find lately. So not only the music inspires us, it's the work itself, the collaboration, the relevance, the timelessness of their impact over the years, and the beautiful collaboration with the new generation. Thank you, Perez Music. Thank you, Daughters of Glorious Jesus. So much to learn from your song, Ogwama. So to you listening to me, there's so much more we can do together when we put our efforts together. So welcome to a brand new day. It's the big day after the mid-year budget reading in Parliament. A lot of data, a lot of numbers, a lot of policy directions that will impact our lives. Good thing is that this morning we have the finance minister in the studio to ask him all the relevant questions that matter to you, to bring all those figures closer to you and make them make sense to you. So welcome. It's an interactive show. Join us 053-986-996, 053-986-996. Welcome to a brand new show. Business Sense is brought to you by APSA. Now, going green is not just about saving the planet. It can save you real money. Install solar panels and cut down on your power costs. Get an electric vehicle and reduce what you spend getting around. Switch to energy efficient equipment and lower the cost of running your home or business. And the best part, APSA Bank, they can help you finance all of it. The APSA Green Finance Loan gives you what you need to make it happen. So walk into any of our branches, ask about the APSA Green Finance Loan today, and say yes to a greener tomorrow. Terms and conditions apply. APSA Bank reminds you to shine your eyes to avoid being scammed. Your story matters, APSA.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Hey, Andrea, challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life.
Hey.
I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank,
Oh, okay.
and that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better, Pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I lay aside, Fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
I understand there is a special request from Kakra. That's the Kaya Moja. Hey. We're bringing you the news review shortly. Good morning, Richard Alaska, Francisca Kakra Fossen.
That I cannot request this myself.
Oh,
so you understand from where?
Oh, you know, after the budget review and everything, people are appropriating their own finances. Then they are saying the English is nice, the Yavuba is okay, but the krana is still not krana. Well, the newspaper review is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Your salary deserves better, so switch to us today. Enjoy amazing benefits from lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support. and a smile that lasts. It's time to switch and smile wider with Fidelity Bank. To learn more, please call 0800 003355 or visit our socials, Fidelity Bank GH. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. Let me say a special good morning to you once again, Francisca, and to Richard. Welcome to Friday morning.
Bless you.
Good morning, and thanks for having us. I'll start off with the daily graphic and the big story on the front page. Half-year performance best in years. Revenue on track, spending down, zero arrears, interest drops. That's according to Finance Minister Dr. Samuel Attah-Mensah. Other stories, minority skeptical about economic gains. Government deposits $1.7 billion for Accra Kumasi Expressway, funds protected until main contract awarded, and also economy on sound track or sound recovery path, fallouts from the finance minister's presentation. There's a story on a liner on the front page that, has my attention. Goldfields wishes Black Queen success in Women's Africa Cup. And we know that they thrashed Malawi 4-0. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, we join ourselves to that.
In the pre-AFCON games ongoing. Kudos to the Black Queens.
Yeah, we join ourselves to the, yes, we celebrate the Black Queens. Very, very important. We should give them equal support.
Oh, let me just quickly capture what's on the back page of the daily graphics, guys. Sorry about that. Researchers warn against indiscriminate antibiotic use in fish farming and invest in Ghana's 12 million youth for development. That's according to the NPC, the National Population Council.
Let me take you to the Ghanaian Times. Media budget, new buses, roads, energy gains to drive growth. This coming in from the Minister of Finance, Attah-Mensah. Also on the front page, the minority is reacting. Minority describes the media budget as uninspiring. The photograph of the minority leader, Alexander Penyo, marking, makes the front page. Other stories on the front page. One says, we won't rush to Eurobond market, Finance Minister. A number of other stories again making the front page.
Yes, and we are staying with the Finance Minister. If you go to the front page of Daily Guide, mid-year budget review, no additional budget for 2026 as government targets more revenue. Minority jabs NDC over fiscal surplus. Also, buffer stock trial, court directs AG to amend charges. Baumia, Ashanti MPP executives meet over Wontumi.
Big stories on the front page of the Chronicle. 2. Atu's revenue target was deliberately understated. This is coming in from Kojo Opon Nkrumah, minority spokesperson on the economy. But the bigger story says $1.7 billion ready for Accra Kumasi Expressway. Yeah. This is coming in from the Minister for the finance sector, Attah-Mensah. He read his budget yesterday.
I'll take you to the Inquisitor media budget review. No new taxes as government cuts quote according to size. Comes with a picture of the finance minister, Dr. Forson, and also Senegal's Macky Sall for UN Secretary General. Bost Energies has not strayed from core mandate. Other stories, ECOWAS renews Baba Kamara's mandate, and NLA Fidelity Bank partner for paperless operations.
The Informer, ECOWAS prioritizes peace and security. Counterterrorism Brigade set for 2027 as bloc renews Baba Kamara's mandate. Also on the front page this morning, Yoko rescues 39 victims and they have uncovered alleged cross-border travel fraud syndicate. This fraud thing is all over the place. And then still related to fraud, in this issue, online food scam explodes. Ghanaians lose nearly 300,000 Ghana cedis as fraudsters hijack restaurants. This is a very, very, very troubling development. You order food online, not knowing you have not ordered from the right source.
The website.
Yes, and they are using it to steal your money.
Charlie.
We need to clamp down on them.
Okay, I'll take you to the news center. Finance Minister, obviously, government cuts expenditure by 35.6 billion Ghana cedis in first half of 2026, a sign of fiscal distress slowing economic activity. Mid-year budget review fails Ghanaians. That's according to the minority in Parliament. Sinking fund accumulates 15.6 billion Ghana cedis. Dr. Attah-Mensah. In other stories, government bans Ghana card photocopying from November 2. And Auditor General orders MPA to refund $2.6 million paid to NTL.
Let me take you to the Daily Gist newspaper. The big story says NDC suspends Kaswa chairman for something with the member of parliament. I won't read the rest. Also on the front page this morning, Baumia storms Kumasi to cool MPP members over Wontumi jailing. And then Kaswa MP's bodyguards grabbed in 165,000 Ghana Cedi gold robbery.
Okay, my final paper, Daily Post. Ghana exceeded economic targets in first half of 2026. That's according to Dr. Attah-Mensah, the finance minister. Other stories, Ghana Medical Trust Fund boosts Tamale Teaching Hospital NICU with oxygen equipment. President Mahama pushes local production of medicines and vaccines across Africa.
Let me take you to the overseer. Consumers to receive rewards for demanding VAT invoices. Attah-Mensah reveals. Also, Osman Ayariga, Abigail Mensah stand disqualified as court throws out petition against party. And NACOC warns illegal cannabis farms face sanctions.
All right.
And the final newspaper is the Ghanaian Point. We are spending wisely to protect economy. Attah-Mensah again talking. The minority says uninspiring and empty promises were made by the minister when he appeared before Parliament yesterday for the media review. Again, quoting Alexander Penyo marking. 2026 media review. Ghana is working again. That's coming in from the majority leader. And 11 fake national security operatives arrested for extorting cannabis farms or farmers in the eastern region.
That story is online somewhere as well. I'll bring you that. Channel1newsonline.com. 3 quickly. Attah-Mensah says we are spending wisely to protect economy. He also says that there are tighter. He's announced tighter controls on bonded warehouses. He's revealed $1.7 billion has been set aside for the Accra Kumasi expansion project. The minority says the media budget review was full of English and empty payments. But the sad one here is that 12-year-old has been killed as rainstorm destroys 40 homes in Yendi. If you go to Citi Newsroom, very sad development there. CitiNewsroom.com has 12 economic figures that matter most from Ghana's 2026 media budget review. It puts everything together for you beautifully. Now, government to scrap 20% excise duty on locally made fruit juices. This is Attah-Mensah again. Now, economists to government adopt aggressive revenue reforms to boost income. That's the big one here as well. If you go to the High Street Journal, the gospel according to Attah-Mensah and how Ghana staged the impressive economic comeback after 2022 mess is an article that's here. And then also Adoso Echi Amanfrom Bridge to end centuries of ferry dependence, open up a From Plains food basket. I saw the video on the socials of the presidency, and if they're able to finish it, that would be great. If you go to myjoyonline.com, we are not going back to haircuts. Attah-Mensah warns against reckless spending. Bring Ofori Atta back to account for Ghana's debt. Majority leader tells minority. Stop threatening NPP MPs with prosecution. You will be in opposition in 2028. This is Apanyo Markin speaking here. And if you go elsewhere, see, let me take you to the BBC. US hits dozens of trading partners with new wave of tariffs. So that's how it's looking like on the international front. What do you want to start from, ladies and gentlemen?
Should we take off with the issue of buses or because that's the good news, yeah? We go to the center spread. The Ghanaian Times has the story. Kingsley Asari reporting from Parliament. New buses, roads, energy gains to drive the growth we all expect. Finance Minister, the story. Details you can read there say that the government has set aside 400 million Ghana cedis to procure high-capacity buses for state-owned transport companies as part of efforts to improve public transportation across the country. Now, the initiative is expected to bolster the fleets of Metro Mass Transit, MMT, the State Transport Company, STC, and other public operators while enhancing safe, reliable, and affordable services for commuters. Now, presenting the 2026 mid-year budget review in Parliament in Accra yesterday, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Samuel Attah-Mensah, said the move form part of measures to address the growing demand for mass transit and ease pressure on the transport system. So that's the good news coming in. A related story just immediately after that story says government scraps 20% excise duty on local fruit juices. Now, can I give you one paragraph of the story? Kingsley Asari again says the government has abolished the 20% excise duty on locally manufactured fruit juices. Is that something like juices? I don't know. Maybe will you go proper school? I don't know. Maybe there's something like that. Introduced in 2023 in a move aimed at supporting agro-processing and boosting local industry.
Yes, and if you go to the Inquisitor on page 3, no new taxes coming from the Finance Minister's presentation, and it reads, Finance Minister Dr. Samuel Attah-Mensah says Ghana can generate more sustainable revenue through better tax policies, stronger compliance, and efficient administration, rather than imposing higher taxes on citizens and businesses. Presenting the 2026 mid-year budget review in Parliament on Thursday, July 23, Dr. Forson argued that the government's recent tax reforms demonstrate that increasing tax rate is not the only way to improve domestic revenue mobilization. And I'll jump to the Daily Guide, if I may, Sky. Yes, page 3, mid-year budget review, no additional budget for 2026. And the story written by Ernest Kofi Edu reads, the government has ruled out presenting a supplementary budget for the 2026 financial year, asserting that it will maintain the spending ceiling approved by Parliament despite changing economic and development priorities. Presenting the 2026 budget review, Dr. Forson announced that the government would not seek additional appropriations, but would instead undertake strategic realignment of expenditure within the existing budget. Today, I'm not here to seek a budget supplementary estimate. The 2026 appropriations remain unchanged, quote and unquote. Dr. Forson told the House, adding that the government would continue to finance its programs by reprioritizing expenditure rather than increasing the overall budget envelope.
Let's stay in Parliament because the minority folks have been speaking about the budget. But before I take you to two central comments made yesterday regarding the budget, there's a story on page 3 of the Chronicle, $1.7 billion ready for Accra Kumasi Expressway. Did I hear you say, yeah. Now, Richard Owusu-Achiao says, government has ring-fenced $1.7 billion. That's a lot of money. Hey! For the construction of the Accra Kumasi Expressway, the flagship project under its Big Push infrastructure program. Finance Minister Dr. Samuel Attah-Mensah has announced and presenting the 2026 mid-year fiscal. We know all of that yesterday, already. Basically, he said that the funds had already been deposited into the dedicated Accra Kumasi Expressway account at the Bank of Ghana, and would only be assessed after the award of the main construction contract. Now, the 176-kilometer 6-lane expressway, which links Ghana's two largest commercial cities, is expected to reduce travel time between Accra and Kumasi to about 2 hours, improve road safety, ease congestion, and lower transportation costs. While they do that, I saw a video posted by the president yesterday on his handle talking about the Afram planes. Exactly, that's a very important. That's a very important intervention.
Really
and commendations for
we
that.
hope they're able to execute it. But let me bring you some figures. So that if you failed or if you are unable to listen to the minister
let me do
yesterday,
this, and then because yours is more comprehensive, so let me just do this quickly. And this is the new center. Government cuts expenditure by 35.6 billion Ghana cedis in first half of 2026, a sign of fiscal distress, slowing economic activity. Elvis Darkwin writes that government cut public spending by 35.6 billion Ghana cedis in the first half of 2026, significantly undershooting its expenditure target as it pursued an aggressive fiscal consolidation program. that finance minister delivered yesterday.
Right.
The minister said the total expenditure on a cash basis stood at 136.9 billion Ghana cedis at the end of June 2026, well below the half-year target of 172.5 billion Ghana cedis, reflecting a substantial reduction in government spending.
Okay, quickly, let me tell you about the minority. Two quick stories. The minority describes media budget as uninspiring. Benjamin Atentete reports from Parliament on page 13 of the Ghanaian Times that the minority caucus in Parliament has described the media budget review statement presented by the Finance Minister, Dr. Attah-Mensah, as uninspiring. The caucus also challenged the minister's claim that funds had been released to various ministries to implement government programs, insisting that such assertions were inaccurate. Now, according to the minority, speaking through its leader, Apenyo Marking, although the CD had stabilized and macroeconomic indicators were improving, many ministries were yet to receive the funds needed to carry out government policy. Now, a related story you'll find in the Chronicle, page 3, Attah's revenue target was deliberately understated. This is coming in from Kojo Nkrumah. Jennifer Avle reports that the minority in Parliament has accused Finance Minister Dr. Attah-Mensah of deliberately understating the government's 2026 media revenue target to conceal what it described as a 10 billion Ghana cedi revenue shortfall. Now, addressing a news conference shortly after the minister presented his statement to Parliament yesterday, ranking member on Parliament's Economy and Development Committee, Kojo Nkrumah, alleged that the minister manipulated fiscal figures to create the impression that government had narrowly missed its revenue target. If you go to a related story, you'll find that in the Informer, where they say that Kojo Nkrumah demands whereabouts of 1.2 billion US dollars. That's on which of the pages? One of the pages.
The Informer.
Yes, a fresh controversy has emerged over Ghana's international reserves, with the ranking member on Parliament's Economy and Development Committee, Kojo Nkrumah, demanding that Finance Minister Attah-Mensah explain what he describes as the 1.2 billion US dollar decline in the country's external reserve.
All right. So, head of business news in the City Newsroom, Nik Amarteifio, has 12 economic figures that matter most from the 2026 media budget review. You get details on citynewsroom.com. Just quick highlights. So 6 months into the fiscal year, the economy has outperformed most of the macroeconomic assumptions underpinning the 2026 budget. Inflation has eased sharply to 5.3%, well below the government's target band of 8 plus or minus to 8%, while real GDP growth accelerated to 6.0%, exceeding the budget target of 4.8%. Non-oil GDP growth reached 6.3%, comfortably above 4.9% projection. Then it goes on to tell you about 144 billion Ghana cedis spent. Revenue holds at 7.8%. We have the economy. Ghana's economy crossed the $100 billion mark in 2025 for the first time in its history. 15.6 debt buffer. So we have 15.6 billion Ghana cedi sinking fund to prepare for an estimated 111 billion Ghana cedi debt. The details are on citynewsroom.com. You can get that. But the Adoso Echiamanfo Bridge video you saw, Sky, is on the High Street Journal. It's caught the attention of the High Street Journal. The angle is that it will end centuries of ferry dependence and then open up the Afram Plains food basket. So it is, the government has begun a 3.6 kilometer Adoso Echiamanfo Bridge to replace ferry crossing and improve access to the Afram Plains. It's expected to be completed by 2028, and the project aims to boost agricultural trade, reduce transport delays, and strengthen food security.
Well, while they do that, they should also fix the road from Anyako to Seva, and then also from Denu to Azizaji to Keta. Okay. Those roads need to be fixed. So, Minister for Finance, please find the resources for it. And Honorable Agboja, you know what to do. It is very important. We, the people of those areas, really are affected by the poor quality of roads in those areas.
Okay, so if you go to the back page of the News Center, government bans Ghana card photocopying from November 2, and Ms. Elvis Darko writes that the government has introduced sweeping new regulations government making biometric verification the compulsory method for confirming the identity of Ghana card holders in a major overhaul of Ghana's national identification system aimed at combating identity fraud, protecting citizens' personal data, and strengthening confidence in digital transactions under the National Identity Register Amendment Regulations 2026 LI 2523. Organizations are no longer permitted to verify customers by merely inspecting, photocopying, or scanning the Ghana card. Instead, all identity verifications must be carried out through the National Identification Authority (NIA's) biometric verification system or approved match card devices.
Okay, still talking about the smart
I
card.
wanted to talk about the creative industry just quickly.
Okay, I just wanted to link you to some oil.
Okay,
But go
okay.
on.
No, that's fine. Do the oil.
Okay, so online scam, I mean, because it's related to the thing you were reading earlier.
Okay.
Yes. So if you go to the Informer page 6, there's a story there that says online food scam explodes. Now the story says a disturbing wave of online fraud is sweeping across Ghana's digital marketplace, with unsuspecting customers losing 296,083 cedis to fake restaurant schemes in just the first 6 months of 2026. Now, the alarming figures released by the Cybersecurity Authority reveal a sharp rise in cyber criminals impersonating legitimate restaurants by hijacking online business listings and deceiving customers into paying for meals that are never delivered. Now, according to the authority, reported cases of the scam rose dramatically from 61 incidents during the first half of 2025 to 112 cases over the same period in 2026, while financial losses were, financial losses more than tripled. And he goes on to provide the figures. Now, this is not the only thing that is happening. We know about what's happening to the credit giving institutions.
Yes.
And then also, people are scamming people online using TikTok to rent houses to them. So they will tell you that, executive property, blah, blah, blah. And yes, so they will tell you send money so that I'll come and pick you, we'll go to go and, this agent business. The moment you pay that advance fee, they block you. You don't find them again. So that space, so I see the rent guy is doing a lot of talking and trying to sanitize. Yes, my man, trying to sanitize the space. But that is another area that we need to look at. They are cheating people seriously.
Yeah, that's been happening for the longest time. Staying with the subject of fraud, Ioko rescues 39 victims in Hohoi anti-trafficking operation, investigates suspected travel fraud syndicate, and the Economic and Organized Crime Office Ioko, in collaboration with the Ghana Police Service, has rescued 39 persons during an intelligence-led operation targeting an alleged human trafficking and travel fraud syndicate operating in Volta. That's Hohoi in Volta region. The operation conducted on Sunday, July 19, forms part of Ioko's ongoing efforts to dismantle organized criminal networks involved in fraudulent overseas recruitment schemes and the exploitation of vulnerable individuals. And just quickly, I wanted to touch on these creative industry stories. Government urged to build ecosystem for creative sector growth, and that's the U.S. Embassy in Ghana has called on government to put in place the right policies and infrastructure to help the country fully capture the value of its creative industry. This was at an
orange economy.
Yes, this was at the Creative Economy Summit at the Google AI Community Center. At that same event, actress Jocelyn Duma also talked about the lack of funding, which is stalling the movie industry. And also MTN announced MTN One TV, a local streaming service to boost the local content creation industry.
All right, so that's the news review. Thank you. And later we have the finance minister joining us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
And Nathalie Ajaho is here with the breakfast edition of the City Business News. Good morning.
Good morning, Caleb, and you're welcome to the Friday edition of the breakfast edition of the City Business News. The bulletin is brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Gold Good Energy. Thanks for your time. Let's get straight to our stories now. And government is given its strongest assurance yet that a recently concluded IMF program will be Ghana's last bailout, insisting that the painful lessons from last year's of weak economic choices will not be reported. This report has more details.
Presenting the 2026 mid-year budget review in Parliament on Thursday, Finance Minister Dr. Attah-Mensah said the government is determined to break the cycle of repeated IMF programs by maintaining fiscal discipline and pursuing sound economic policies.
Now speak the hard truth that discipline demands. Right, Honorable Speaker, stability is not a trophy to be worn once and displayed forever. It is a garden. It must be tended every single day or we lose it. Ghana has traveled this road before. We have stabilized, celebrated, relaxed, and unfortunately relapsed. 17 times we turned to the IMF for a bailout. We are determined that the 17th time shall be the last. But that determination cannot rest on the shoulders of the government alone. This is my call to every Ghanaian. The gains we have secured are national gains. They demand a national commitment to protect them.
The finance minister also rejected assertions that government is not spending enough to stimulate economic activity, insisting the administration is implementing targeted investment while protecting the gains made in stabilizing the economy.
To support the most vulnerable in our society, an amount of 485 million Ghana cedis to LEAP beneficiaries has been paid. Mr. Speaker, to provide nutritious meal and keep our children in school, an amount of 877 million to the Ghana School Feeding Program has been paid. Mr. Speaker, to ease the burden on families, an amount of 46 million for BEC registration has been paid. Mr. Speaker, to remove financial barriers to tertiary education, an amount of 537 million for the no-fee stress policy has been paid.
Meanwhile, industry players have welcomed some of the measures while calling for prudent implementation.
If you listen to the speech, you can see a lot of the careful considerations, okay? And he's very careful about what they're doing. You can also see that he's looking for savings on interest and all of that, debt management, to clearly make sure that he doesn't exceed the deficit target. So he's been careful on spending. We expect that there will be a bit more spending, to be honest, so that the economy can take.
Yeah.
But I think everything seems to be a very controlled budget.
Overall, this is fair to expect. I mean, our local manufacturers, especially for food use, will be excited to hear this, and then we can grow local industry, support local agriculture in order to supply industry.
That report was filed by my colleague Emmanuel Opong. Meanwhile, economist Dr. Edusa Akodje is urging the government to re-strategize its revenue mobilization efforts to meet its targets. His comments come in reaction to the media budget review presented by the finance minister. Speaking to the Business News, he said the informal sector remains one of the strongest options for the government to raise additional revenue.
I think there is such an agenda. They have done well so far. I want to recommend that when it comes to revenue performance, we should reset our mind, reset the strategy, reset the reforms, and strategize and be aggressive in the revenue mobilization. Because when you have revenue, you can spend prudently on whatever you want. The position of the minister or the ministry or the fiscal position now is that if you don't raise, you don't spend, which is a good idea because then you can contain your deficit. But the best idea is to raise and spend. So I want to suggest that we move from this expenditure-led fiscal consolidation to a more aggressive revenue-led fiscal consolidation.
Dr. Edusa Akodia is an economist. Now, Databank Research expects the Bank of Ghana's Monetary Policy Committee to consider a modest reduction in the benchmark policy rate to between 12 and 13% at its next meeting in September. The projection follows the MPC's decision to maintain the policy rate at 14% for the second consecutive meeting. According to the research firm, the decision to hold the rate was in line with its expectations, particularly amid renewed external risks following the collapse of a 60-day ceasefire between the United States and Iran. The research firm also noted that energy-driven pressures on food production, together with the persistent utility tariff increases feeding into core inflation, justify the decision to keep the policy rates unchanged. The firm, however, said recent increases in inflation should not be interpreted as a significant threat to price stability. Instead, it views the uptick as a structural normalization towards the Bank of Ghana's inflation target corridor of 8% plus or minus 2 percentage points, following unusual low inflation levels of around 3% earlier this year. Now, on the interbank market this morning, the dollar is trading at 11 cedis 59 pesos, the British pound at 15 cedis 50 pesos, and the euro at 13 cedis 23 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News. It was brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Gold Good Energy. I am Nettie Ajahu. Have a good business day.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Original the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Good energy powers the things that people do to empower themselves. It fuels families, communities, businesses. Good energy fuels nations. It gets things going and keeps them moving. Good energy isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Goyle, good energy.
Introducing Ghana's leading pay-as-you-copy photocopier leasing company. Lease an A4, A3, heavy-duty or production machine and pay for only the copies made, or design your own payment plan. Simple and tietia. That's not all. Incredibly, toners, repairs, maintenance, follow-me printing, centralized tracking all come free of charge. Remember, financial prudence is the name of the game. Folks, forget about the expensive gimmicks and be smart. Join the hundreds of satisfied clients across all the 16 regions and every sector of the economy and save over 60% of your printing costs. Visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. Be prudent and lease a copier. Terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Your home could be anything you want it to be. It could be a stadium.
It's just 12 yards out. He shoots.
Oh!
Yeah, what a strike! It's a goal.
Or a gaming arena.
Yes, let's go.
Sometimes a classroom.
Madam, please, I don't understand.
All right, let's go over it again. Which part don't you understand?
The whole shop.
Or it could be an office.
How many orders are ready? Okay, send them to East Legon first.
Or even a research center.
Daddy, what is the Big Bang Theory?
Wait, let me ask ChatGPT.
You can make your home anything you want it to be, because no matter the experience you want at home, MTN Fiber will power it. Get unlimited internet up to 500 megabytes per second from as low as 299 Ghana cedis. Connect your home or business today. Visit the My MTN app or dial *5057# to check fiber availability and request now. MTN.
Enterprise Blue FM.
Enterprise Blue FM, the bus.
It's DJ E on Enterprise Blue FM. Guys, after the heavy rains this week, we are looking for the calmest person in Ghana. Who's the most chill person you know right now? Let's go.
DJ, here's
to be Mansa. Look, the flood entered her house and completely submerged her car. Next thing I see on her WhatsApp status, she's smiling and sipping tea on her balcony. Like me, I'll be crying, but she's totally relaxed. DJE, it's true. Mansa's home and car are destroyed, but this girl is not stressing at all. She just tells us everything is under control. Hey, Mansa, how?
Wow, Mansa, we need your secret too.
They say Entoa, but when unexpected floods strike, we've got you covered. At Enterprise Insurance, with over 100 years of experience, we say whether it's home, motor, travel, or insurance for your business, Entoa, if it happens, chill.
Enterprise, your advantage.
The jamming never stops. The game never stops. The productivity never stops. The music never stops. At G&J, we keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. Your go-to for total energy solutions, making sure you work, thrive, and live life uninterrupted. Visit our website, gjtechghana.com, or call us on 0302-689-178 or 179 or 0202-222-220. G&J, your energy partner.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Help me make I know they talk much. I wanna be concise. They want to act on.
It's 12:57. Grateful to Natili Neti Ajaho, Mrs. Ajaho, for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, brought to you by EcoBank, MTN and Guel. You know how money really moves in Ghana, right? It doesn't only move on payday, it moves every single day. EcoBank knows this. That's why we help connect you to the people who matter most. EcoBank provides one seamless banking experience across 34 African countries. Our digital platforms instantly connect people, businesses, and opportunities across the entire continent. Pay bills, transfer funds, manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Just download the EcoBank mobile app, dial *770#, use our online platforms, EcoBank Online, or any of our nationwide ATMs. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. I'll tell you what, MTN just brought the prices down and the speeds up on MTN Fiber for home, and your whole household is about to feel it. Movie nights that don't buffer, school assignments that submit on time, work calls that don't drop, and your side hustle running smoothly in the background. Doesn't get any better than these. Listen, now you can enjoy 100 megabytes per second for 299 Ghana cedis, 300 megabytes per second for 444 Ghana cedis, and 500 megabytes per second for 999 Ghana cedis. And guess what? All of this per month. Charlie, so pick what fits your home. No data caps, no slow down, just fiber built for real life. MTN Fiber for home, your speed, your home, your choice. Only MTN everywhere you go. Now, the recent floods have left many families counting their losses, damaged homes, flooded vehicles, disrupted businesses and things. But for Mansa, while the damage was real, there was one less thing to worry about. She had the right insurance cover with Enterprise Insurance. So the question is, when it happens to you, will you be able to sleep like Mansa? Because they say Entoada, but Enterprise has flipped the script. They say Etoada. Will you be able to sleep like Mansa? Don't wait for the unexpected to catch you off guard. Secure your home, your car, travel, and businesses today with our innovative insurance solutions. Enterprise Insurance is your advantage. Now, I'll tell you about Valex Lease Limited. And at Valex, we lease multifunctional photocopiers, which you can pay as you copy and print or design your own payment plan. Lease an A4, A3 heavy-duty MFP with sorter, stapler, finisher, and production machine with sorter, stapler, finisher. You will also enjoy free toners, cartridges, free repairs, maintenance, follow me printing, and centralized monitoring of all staff and nationwide coverage. Forget about the unnecessary expensive gimmicks. Save yourself over 60% on cost. ValexLease.com is where to visit online. 0244 644 048. Remember, Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions. I know you want to power up your finances and unlock your path to financial freedom. That answer lies with Lesheho Fixed Deposit Solution. It's tailored just for you. With Lesheho Fixed Deposit Solution, you are making your money work for you. So join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution and take charge of your financial future. 0302-208-333 is the number to call. Lesheho, let's improve life. Now, today on Business Edition is something exciting that I really look forward to. Bernard Avle sits with Kosi Jokoto. He's an economic policy and financial analyst, right? And they are discussing 4 NACA-approved financial literacy books authored by Kosi. Now, the books are targeted, my favorite part is that it's targeted at upper primary pupils, junior high school students, and adults. Okay, and in the conversation, they explore why financial education cannot wait until adulthood, the practical money skills every young person should learn, and how parents, schools, and policymakers can work together to raise a financially responsible and resilient generation. So we'll bring you that right away. Enjoy.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love so bad. My girl, sweet girl, my girl. I can see.
So welcome to the City Business Edition. Today we're discussing Financial Literacy 101, but from a very interesting angle. We've spoken about financial literacy a lot, but this author has written 3 books, 2 of which are dedicated to financial literacy for children. And he believes that we must start young so that our little minds will be empowered as we journey into financial wisdom. So my guest is Kosi Jokoto, an economic policy and financial analyst with over 24 years of expertise in banking, finance, insurance, investment management, and regulation. And he's held different roles in different companies. But the reason I've invited him is that a few months back, he launched 4 books, 3 of which we'll be talking about today. Mastering Your Money, a comprehensive guide to financial literacy. This is a generic financial literacy book for all ages. But what he did, which I found interesting, was that he extracted some of the wisdom from the large book into 2 other books. There's one called Money Smart Kids, a fun guide to financial wisdom. It's written like, you know, the way they write my book of Bible stories. It's like my book of money stories. And then another one called Empowering Little Minds, a journey to financial wisdom. So we're talking about that with Kosi Jokoto when we come back for today's edition of the City Business Edition. Stay with us. Welcome back. So Kosi, thanks for joining us on the City Business Edition today.
Thank you, Bernard.
So this is interesting. To launch 4 books on a day, it's itself a challenge.
Yeah.
And then to decide that 2 of the 4 will be dedicated to children or teenagers. And I mean, where from this idea to write a book on financial management for children?
Okay, so as for financial literacy, it's something that has been there. In fact, research shows that over 70% of adult population.
So welcome to the Citi Business Edition. Today we're discussing Financial Literacy 101, but from a very interesting angle. We've spoken about financial literacy a lot, but this author has written 3 books, 2 of which are dedicated to financial literacy for children. And he believes that we must start young so that our little minds will be empowered as we journey into financial wisdom. So my guest is Kosi Jokoto, an economic policy and financial analyst with over 24 years of expertise in banking, finance, insurance, investment management, and regulation. And he's held different roles in different companies. But the reason I've invited him is that a few months back, he launched 4 books, 3 of which we'll be talking about today. Mastering Your Money, a comprehensive guide to financial literacy. This is a generic financial literacy book for all ages. But what he did, which I found interesting, was that he extracted some of the wisdom from the large book into 2 other books. There's one called Money Smart Kids, a fun guide to financial wisdom. It's written like, the way they write my book of Bible stories. It's like my book of money stories. And then another one called Empowering Little Minds, a journey to financial wisdom. So we're talking about that with Kosi Jokoto when we come back for today's edition of the Citi Business Edition. Stay with us. Welcome back. So Kosi, thanks for joining us on the Citi Business Edition today.
Thank you, Bernard.
So this is interesting. To launch 4 books on a day, it's itself a challenge. Yeah. And then to decide that 2 of the 4 will be dedicated to children or teenagers. And I mean, where from this idea to write a book on financial management for children?
Okay, so as for financial literacy, it's something that has been there. In fact, research shows that over 70% of adult population are not financially literate, and this was done by Standard & Poor in Ghana, to say. And the world, it has varied degree of understanding of money. So basically, the idea is to make financial product understandable for both adults and also kids. Because when it comes to kids are exposed to money these days earlier than in the previous years. Today, kids are seeing adverts on betting, adverts on scams, adverts on so many things because of the digital platforms. And issues about scams have just migrated from the normal scamming people to digital. And lots of young people think technology is smart, but it eliminates risk. No. In fact, the risk even to kids is more. So the idea is to break down the book and also bring it to age appropriate for kids as well.
So the main book is Mastering Your Money,
exactly.
A comprehensive guide to financial literacy.
Yeah.
Out of which you now created Empowering Little Minds.
Correct.
A journey into financial wisdom for kids.
This is appropriate for JHS to say. Okay, and below this is for upper primary, which is the...
So Money Smart Kids is for younger kids.
Younger kids.
That's
upper
the blue
primary,
one.
exactly.
Upper primary.
Upper primary.
And then the Empowering Little Minds is for?
JHS. Yeah.
Usually when we talk about financial literacy, people or financial education is more about savings and investment. Is that what it is, or there's more?
There's more. There's more. There's more to financial literacy. Savings or understanding savings is important. But when you talk about financial literacy, it's much broader.
Okay.
It includes savings, budgeting, understanding, money, and the behavior associated with that. Bernard, as we sit here, if somebody calls you right now and say, Bernard, I have $1 million for you, it's going to affect you emotionally.
Why don't you try? Try me and see.
It's going to affect you emotionally. So our emotions are interconnected with money. And the money changes our behavior depending on the situation. So if you talk about financial literacy, it is for you to appreciate the diverse aspects of money, how money works. For instance, if you take money right now, you say you are going into the market to invest. Okay, you have been advised that save money and invest. Okay, that is the first. You decide to do, what are you going to do investing? That is the second order, understanding of financial literacy. So you go into the market, then you say, okay, somebody say, okay, there's mutual fund. So go and invest in mutual fund. Even under mutual funds, we have categories of mutual funds. Which one exactly is going to fit into your profile and understand which one will work for you? Because what works for you will not work for me.
Okay.
So if you talk about financial literacy, it's much broader. It's cut across the market, the regulations, the risk, and the rewards, and also our personality or your personality profile. So all this comes together. If you understand all the sections, then you are able to take the right decision as to what to invest in, or where to save your money, or how to save it.
So I noticed that the first book, Money Smart Kids, which is for 8 to 11-year-olds, it deals with some very basic things. The history of money in Ghana, what is money, and then I like one part, how to earn money.
Exactly.
I think there are people in my life I need to teach that thing.
Exactly, how to earn money. And let me tell you a story about that. I used to publish the sections of the book in the junior graphic.
Okay.
All right, so I published how to earn money in the junior graphic. And the editor called me after the publication that at their board, a member of their board came to congratulate them for introducing the financial literacy in the junior graphic. What happened? This little girl, by the time the father went home, had packed all his toys and things that he was not using, intending to go and sell it and save the money.
After reading that column?
After reading that column.
Mercy. Wow.
So you can imagine how impactful financial literacy can be on kids. And if they start early, it helps.
What I find interesting is that beyond what is money and how to earn money, you actually tackle some very big issues, but in a very simple. You're talking about, for example, how money works. And then you deal with inflation, jobs, compound interest rates. There are many adults I can pull who don't even understand compound interest rates.
Yes.
So for 8 to 11-year-olds, why are you dealing with such complex issues? Stock market, interest rates, inflation, exchange rates, labor union, tax policy.
Okay, so this is where we introduce the kids to the economy.
Okay.
This is where we introduce the kids to the economy. Because if you talk about the economy, kids should understand. And if we talk about earning, how to earn money, because your earning is dependent on a lot of variables. So if you are selecting your profession, you can question exactly where I am going. How much am I going to earn? You can research before even you decide to go and read a subject. So if kids understand these basics, that, okay, if I want to earn in this category, I need to do this subject, this subject, this subject. Because all professions do not pay the same. So if kids understand this early, it helps them to take the right decision as they grow. And in fact, if they understand, some kids believe that money is with their parent and they just give it to them.
Yeah, that's true.
They have to understand that money is earned.
So, and you also, do you deal with budgeting?
Yes.
And how to plan?
How to plan your budget. They are all in the books. Basic budgeting, exactly.
That kind of thing.
Exactly. They are all in the book.
How different is the approach you use for the JHS kids to the one you use for 8 to 11-year-olds?
Okay, so the 11 to 9-year-old, normally the teaching is in story form.
Okay.
So when we take inflation, we say it in a way that a kid at that level will understand it. Then at the advanced level, we go with definition. Then try to break it down, how to appreciate it. So once the kids get it from the story side, that, okay, inflation is like this, like this, like this. If you have money today and the inflation is high, what you are going to buy, if you are going to buy the same candy tomorrow, that money cannot buy it. because inflation is high. Then from there you graduate to the definition of inflation. Then you can break it down further for them to appreciate. Yeah.
I notice you also have a glossary in the JSS
the
one.
JSS
where you're,
one, yes.
Let me see if I can get some of these things. So, okay, you have different.
So every topic,
chapter has a glossary.
every chapter,
okay.
we do a glossary. So there we have specific definition for them to stick to.
Because you are dealing with mutual funds and things. So these things, I didn't know of them until I got to the university. Mutual funds, risk tolerance, stocks, fixed income investment. Are you sure they understand these things?
They will understand.
Portfolio.
Exactly.
A collection of investments that an investor has made.
Yeah.
Equities, investments where you buy a share of ownership in a company. Stocks are an example of equities. They are riskier than fixed income investments. Market fluctuation, average return. And this is for JSS people?
This is for JSS people.
By the way, are these things in our curriculum?
No. No, they are not.
So JSS kids don't have this?
In fact, you can go to school from primary up to university and you are not taught money and how money works. So that is a gap that we need to look at. So having this book approved by the National Curriculum and Assessment.
Oh, is NACA
program,
approved?
NACA approved.
Okay.
It's and for age appropriate as well. So it is something that I will personally plead with the authority to look at, because a lot of countries, if you go to the OECD countries, you go to South Africa, you go to the England, they have all now include financial literacy as part of school curriculum, because people need to understand money and how financial product works. Actually.
So in your view, financial literacy is a gap.
People, it's a huge
and it's
gap.
not just for kids.
It's a huge gap. It's not only for kids. The idea is if we get the kids to also take it early, it helps as they grow.
But is financial literacy to be taught through classroom or practical? Is it not something you go and say, go, here's 10 CDs, go to the market and buy food and bring 2 CDs back? Some would have thought maybe it's a more something you learn on the ground rather than read about it in a book.
Okay, so it is always better to understand the theories and the understanding behind money before you start living the practical life of life. Because people start living with money or spending money from day one. The average person, the primary instinct, you earn money, you spend it.
Okay.
That is why our savings rate in Ghana is so low. Because culturally, we have never been taught that you have to save. If you go to Japan, and there are over 50% of earnings are saved. Yes.
Both personally and
institutionally. But when it comes to our country, our savings rate, I'm not even sure it's about 5%.
Oh, is that low?
Yes, it's that
and
low.
You blame the way we are financially uneducated.
Uneducated. The average person learns financial literacy from their parents or guardian. And if you take that number, where over 70% are not financially literate, imagine what we give back to our kids.
Oh, you mean over 70% of we
adults
are
exactly,
not
financially
How do you define our financial? How do you know?
There's a competence of financial framework, exactly, that people are assessed.
70% of Ghanaians adults
exactly. That
are
was a research
illiterate.
done by Standard & Poor. The research is there.
Hey. But what are the basic things a financially literate person must know?
Okay, so we have product knowledge.
Product knowledge.
Product knowledge. So if they ask you about stock, or basically we can start from compound interest, how it works. At the basic level, you should be able to understand that, how simple interest works. So you can differentiate when you are going to save money, how interest rate even works.
And you say
at the basic level, 70% don't know this.
Then
you come to the product knowledge. Okay, how many Ghanaians you pick on the street right now who can tell you about shareholding in a company or share on the stock market?
We don't think about shares. We create a company for we and our children.
Exactly.
We don't want to share. We don't want to share with anybody.
And most companies also die after the death of their founders.
So you feel lack of financial knowledge affects even the way people run and set up companies.
Exactly. It's all
because a lot of people in Western countries will set up companies and then sell them and move on to do something else.
Exactly.
I'm not even sure we have a valuation culture here where people know the value of their business.
Of their businesses and the rest.
Or, I mean, there is, but I'm not sure it's something people think about that much. Whether I want to exit, how much.
I don't know how much will I sell it and exit and go and do something else. No, people die with their company and the company dies subsequently.
And you feel is that not more cultural?
So there's product knowledge. Let me finish this. And there's also awareness.
All right.
These are the various framework that is used to judge your understanding of finance. There are a lot of people, even working, for instance, scam products. You have bankers who are being scammed. One just happened, 3 days ago, and it's all over our social media. And Loom had just passed a few months ago. I'm telling you, if another one comes tomorrow, people will still be scammed.
So even because bankers are getting scammed?
Exactly, bankers are. People with invested degree in finance are being scammed.
Hey.
People with experience. For instance, what happened with, what's the name? Men's Gold. Exactly. Senior people in society, military generals, police chiefs, and the rest. Well scammed. Because there is, a theory about scamming. And the basic is the same. It just manifests itself in different forms and structures. People take popularity for credibility.
So they put a popular face on the thing.
Exactly.
To endorse it.
Exactly. And they tell you, oh, this big man is involved. That's all. And you can get people into it. And people use a community. They also use religion. Once they associate with a religion and the rest, you get people in. So there are, it's just a basic.
So you talk of product knowledge, you talk of awareness.
Exactly.
And then risk and reward, I'm sure.
Exactly.
The difference, because the other thing is how people price. I always have a difficulty with the way Ghanaians price. We tend to price on margins and we don't think of volumes. Exactly. That's the way I see it. So people will say a non-Ghanaian retailer, the more people come and buy, the better. Yeah. Ghanaians, he's happy with 4 people buying because the difference between how much he buys it and how much he sells it to you is so high.
Exactly.
I don't know whether that's more financial education or it's just greed.
That's
I mean, my personal theory is that
is the business understanding of your business.
Ghana's pricing culture it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Everything is more expensive in Ghana, and people sell without.
It's a structural issue in economics.
You think it's a structural issue?
Yeah, it's a structural issue.
I see.
Okay.
We'll take a short break. We're talking to Kosi Jokoto, who's financial analyst, economic policy guy, written 4 books, which he launched on the same day. We'll tell you more about the books when we come back, and also discuss generally some of the ideas he's trying to put across from this. And I'll also tell you where you can get the books. Stay with us. Welcome back to the City Business Edition. Today we're talking financial literacy, and my guest, Kosi Jokoto, has written 3 books. Mastering Your Money, A Comprehensive Guide to Financial Literacy is the one we have here. We also have Empowering Little Minds, A Journey into Financial Wisdom for Kids. This is for JHS students. And then there's one called Money Smart Kids. This is for 8 to 11-year-olds. He's written a 4th book on digital financial literacy. We'll talk about that in a different program. You say NACA has approved of this. Do you foresee a period where, I had the Minister for Education speak 3 days ago or so about AI, robotics, coding and TVET to be integrated into our curriculum. Maybe you should be asking whether we should also include a definite subject on money or finance much earlier, because it looks like we have the general math, English, science, and that kind of thing. Would you stretch it to say, let's include this in the regular curriculum? Okay, so as it is now, it's been approved as a supplementary reading for all these age groups. So the next thing is, it should be government policy to make sure that financial literacy is actually integrated into the school curriculum for the appropriate ages up to even the university. Because you cannot finish, you do science, you become an engineer, and zero knowledge about how money works. Meanwhile,
you are doing all this because you want to earn money. And how to manage that money and the subsequent effect of it, you are not taught. So it's a gap that we have to look at as a nation, because other countries are doing it. What about us? And the earlier we start, the better.
For adults themselves, what would they find in this book, Mastering Your Money? Because it's quite big, comprehensive guide. What would they see in this book?
Okay, so Mastering Your Money largely talks about the structure of even our economy. And if you have investment, even as a business, how the business cycles moves, you should be able to understand and plan appropriately. Then it's also talk about the financial sector as a whole. It covers insurance, even types of insurance. When you take a life insurance, the various categories and how you will need this. It talks about mutual funds, types of mutual funds. It talks about fixed income, bonds, treasury bill, and everything. You have to understand these things, and also the risk associated with each. For instance, when the mark-to-market issue came during the financial crisis some few years ago, and people lost money in mutual funds and other investment. I heard a lady, I think a Citi FM interviewed a lady who said, oh, they should just give me just my money, the one I invested. Even the interest, I'm ready to let it go. It doesn't work like that. If you understand the product you invest in, then you should know the risk associated with it. So this book covers all those things. So you take your mutual fund, the type of mutual funds, the equity one, the fixed income ones, the mix, all of them. And it tells you which one, how each one works for you.
I noticed you discussed the psychology behind financial decisions, where you talk about emotions, family upbringing, peer pressure, culture, advertising. So people's financial outlook is dependent on many, many non-financial factors.
Exactly. And you should be aware of these things. For instance, if your kids go to school, depending on the kind of teaching he has from home, they should not get into betting. But if you go to the university right now, all the kids, in fact, then outside the university, everybody is betting. That is lack of understanding, because betting is a zero-sum game. It's just, that is what I told my kids. I told them the people who lose is money they use to pay people who win. And the game,
so it is designed,
it is designed
for the people who lose to fund those who win.
Exactly.
And the people who lose are always more.
Exactly.
And you feel like if people are properly grounded in understanding game theory, they would not.
They will not go into that. And because of money behavior as well, that is why they say over 70% of people who win big lotteries inherit from their parents, lose them over time.
As in money not earned through hard work,
exactly.
It doesn't last.
It doesn't last.
Really?
Yes, it doesn't.
Is this
in the
spiritual
history?
or what?
No, it's not spiritual.
So if when they win, they just waste the money?
Yeah, they waste the money. Because they do not have the discipline and understanding to maintain and manage, or even talk about multiplying it.
So if you don't go through the hard work of earning money,
it also affects.
So the process of earning money instills a discipline in you in how to manage it.
How to manage it. Wow. It's interlinked.
You are breaking out of people's hearts today, because their prayer topic is that somebody's coming and dash them money. So the thing you are saying, so if they didn't dash you money, the money will make wings and fly away.
Oh, you watch footballers, celebrities, people who are artists and the rest, people who rise up suddenly, make a lot of money. What happens to them?
Some of them, luckily, they get good spouses who help them manage their money. But you are right. Some of them, Charlie, we have told some player is even broke. He's been kicked out of his house and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You also said we should build financial foundation before we should chase wealth, and you call it the 4 pillars of financial planning: goal setting, etc.
Yeah.
So chasing wealth is not the way to go.
Get the understanding first. Else, if you get it, get the wealth first. It has.
But there's a message in town: prosperity. That Charlie, from Shui to P, that God can give you in a day what your people, there's a whole doctrine around. Like there's a whole agenda around prosperity and that God can make it happen.
God can make it happen for you.
Favor and speed and stuff like that.
If you check the history or the Bible and people who have lived with God, God has always taken them through things to prepare them.
He hasn't thrown money at people.
No. Before they get to where they have to get to.
So you are demolishing some theology too. I see. So get rich quick is not the way to go.
It's not the way. You can get rich quick. It's doable. But if you can remain is the question.
You've said in the book that saving is not enough and that investment is critical. But I think one of the challenges I have is, at what point should you decide that you've saved enough to invest? Because we all know that savings alone, if I keep money in the savings account in a bank, the savings interest rate is very low.
Exactly.
So there's no way I'll create wealth that way. Yeah. But where do I get to say this is enough to start investing?
It's relative. It's relative. So somebody who earns, let's say, 10,000 cedis and you save maybe 3,000 or 2,000 cedis a month, you must first identify your investment profile. Okay, why are you saving? What do you want to invest in, or why are you saving? How old are you? What level of risk can you take, etc. So that is going to give you the horizon as to, should I go into long-term investment or short-term investment? So you save the money. So what you are going, if you are going to invest in real estate, you can't save 20,000 and say I'm going to invest in real estate. How are you going to do that? So the objective you establish will determine which level of savings should migrate into investment. So and in fact, within the investment, you can migrate from one level to another, one level to another. But it's all about understanding the structure.
So it all depends.
Yeah, it all depends.
What about diversification? Again, we are told that in managing risk, diversification is the best form of risk management.
That's correct.
What does that mean?
Okay, so it's actually covered in the book. Diversification is a topic on its own. So when you talk about diversification, you are talking about minimizing the risk associated in the portfolio.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have, let's say 100,000, you intend to invest. You can't go and put all into one product.
So it is advised. So let's assume you have 100,000 cedis.
Yeah.
You can't just go and buy shares.
Just go and buy shares.
You may. So what would you, in that sense, you would say what? Let's use some for fixed income.
You can use some for fixed income, some into shareholding, some into mutual fund. Okay. So what you want to achieve?
Keep the rest under your bed.
Exactly. There should be some minimum cash.
Something, because
to keep
I might
on you.
Something
Exactly.
To the bank. I mean, so you keep something small.
So that is why you keep the near term, the near liquid, which is the fixed income. You go for it today, you can get it back. So that is
the more liquid.
Idea.
So you're also talking about the grades of liquidity.
Yeah.
Because you can have a house, but you may not be able to use it to pay school fees.
Exactly.
As against having money in the current account.
Yeah.
So people need to understand that certain products are not realizable as quickly as
others. And the portfolio, if you talk about even the portfolio diversification, it even go deeper. For instance, if you are investing in shares, maybe 50% of your investment you want it to go into shares. Even within the shares, you can look at the categories of companies. So you should go and put all your money into maybe fast-moving product companies. You can do maybe financial sector, you can do fast-moving products, you can do other products, even within the shares. So that also goes into the diversification. Then you can even extend it further.
Yeah. Where can we get the books to buy?
Yes, the books you can get. I will leave some copy with Citi. People who are near and want to walk over here can also pick them up. Okay. You can get some on Book Nook's store. Citi Reads, Presby Book Depot, Methodist Book Depot, Kingdom Books Stationery, EPP Books, All Brothers, Book Farmer, Errand Book, and Blue Knight, East Legon, and Target Bookshop. So you can get it in all these places. Or you can actually call 0271 405700 for further direction.
So the books are Mastering Your Money, a comprehensive guide to financial literacy. This is for everybody. And then, of course, Money Smart Kids 8, 9, 10, 11, a fun guide to financial wisdom. That's the blue one. And then Empowering Little Minds, a journey into financial wisdom for kids. That's the yellow one. This is for 12-year-olds above. This is for JHS. You'll be surprised that even for me, an adult, I enjoy the little one more than the big one. Because the big one is big, but these ones remind me of a lot of things I thought I knew that I did not know. Koshi Jokoto is a financial analyst and a economic policy guy who's written these books. You've written something on digital finance. We'll talk about that on a different day. So get a copy, and I'm sure you'll be happy you did. Or this vacation that the kids are just home eating. Buy them the book and let them read it so they can summarize for you before you pay them any money or before you pay their next school fees. Who knows? Thanks for listening to this edition. My name is Bernard Avle. The City Breakfast Show continues.
Not just another bank.
You can't tell what your baby will become or what his interest will be. You can provide your growing babies with yummy goodness. Yumvita is a delicious cereal for your baby. Oh yeah, older ones love it too. Yumvita is filled with yummy goodness for growing babies and is available in other yummy variants. Yumvita, a delicious way to grow. This advert is FDA approved.
Madam, give me fufu and rice soup, please. Do you have beef?
Yes, please.
Give me. Do you have salmon?
Yes.
Give me. Do you have tilapia?
We have.
When your money starts to work for you, there will be signs. Invest with EDC today.
How many?
Just keep going until I say stop.
Find out about EDC's investment products and start today. Financial independence is possible with EDC.
For further assistance, call 0326 34165.
Charlie, the contract is here. But my pocket, flat like a football with no hair.
Don't stress. That is why DCI Microfinance is here for you.
DCI? What magic can they do?
No magic, just real solutions. With your contract and LPO financing, you can deliver on time. And when you're waiting on payment, their invoice and certificate discounting puts cash in your hands quickly. Their loans are fast, simple, and reliable.
So no more borrowing for my father-in-law? Now, that's a blessing.
Exactly. Call them now on 0577 66 9346. DCI Microfinance, miles beyond the extra.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Good morning and welcome to Kickoff on the City Breakfast Show. I am Edwin Kwakofi. Kickoff is powered by Politan Ghana and Lesheho. Let's start off with the Commonwealth Games, and Team Ghana begins its campaign at the 2026 Commonwealth Games today, with Abdul Wahib Omar becoming the country's first boxer to step into the ring. The bout marks the start of the Black Bombers' quest to add to Ghana's rich boxing history at the Commonwealth Games, with 10 Ghanaian boxers set to compete at the Scottish Event Campus. My colleague Abi Ofe has more in this report.
2026 Commonwealth Games is here, and it's happening all the way in Glasgow. Now, Ghana's Abdul Wahib Omar will lead Team Ghana's boxing campaign at the 2026 Commonwealth Games when he takes on England's Patrice Mogauzia in the men's 65 kg prelims round late on Friday, July 24. Now, the 32-year-old Ghanaian is scheduled to face the 24-year-old English boxer at exactly 6:45 p.m. at the Scottish Event Campus Hall 5. This will be Omar's second appearance at the Commonwealth Games after representing Ghana in Birmingham back in 2022, when he won bronze medal at those games, reaching the semi-finals before losing to Richano Collin of Mauritania in that competition or in that category. But on Sunday, attention will then shift to another boxer, and that's Abdul Wahid Omar's teammate in Amadou Mohamed, who is also scheduled to compete at 11 a.m. in the men's 55 kg round of 16 at the same venue. In the women's 54 kg round of 16, Nancy Banfo of Ghana will face Northern Ireland's Nicole Clyde at 5 p.m. as she bids to secure a place also in the quarterfinal stage. Meanwhile, in the women's 57 kg round of 16, there's another Ghanaian who will be featuring. Her name is Adelaide Dede Jabate. She will take on Fiji's Yasmin Dauna Kama with a place in the round at stake. In the next round at stake. So what it means is that we have 4 Ghanaian boxers scheduled to compete over the opening days of the tournament, and Team Ghana will be hoping to make a very strong start in one of the country's most successful disciplines at the 2026 Commonwealth Games.
That report was put together by my colleague Gabby Ofe. Let's stay with the Commonwealth Games, and the Ministry of Sports and Recreation has announced an improved medal bonus package for Team Ghana ahead of the games. Gold medalists will receive $10,000 while silver medalists will earn $3,000 and bronze medalists $2,000. Sports Minister Kofi Adams announced the incentive package during a meeting with Team Ghana in Glasgow. To football now, in Ghana's Black Queens completed their preparations for the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations in impressive style with a 4-0 victory over Malawi in an international friendly in Casablanca. Doris Bwedua starred with a superb hat-trick, while Sharon Sampson added a 4th goal to wrap up an emphatic win. The Black Queens opened their WAFCON campaign against Cape Verde on July 29 before taking on Cameroon and then Mali. Despite the convincing victory, head coach Kim Lasbio-Kegrin believes his side can still perform much better.
Important game for us to bounce back a little bit. We felt that we didn't perform in the best way against Tanzania, but in the same way we played in a very, very small pitch in that game, which I think actually helped Tanzania a little bit more. Today we were back in a normal stadium and normal size pitch, so the space was more open for us to play a better football, and I think we did. We are good in the defense again, another clean sheets. I don't know for how many you have in a row now, but many for sure. And then to score 4 goals forward, so 4 goals forward, so I'm happy with that, of course. So we're building from here. I think we're going to see a team, and I hope so as well, of course, that's just going to improve more and more for every game. Many players have been a little bit off season, but step by step, the most of the players is getting better and better. We can see.
That was Black Queens head coach Kim Lasbio-Kegrin. Let's end with some transfer news, and Manchester United are reportedly interested in Real Madrid midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni, with the Spanish Giants set to be open to offers for the French international. United are also monitoring AS Roma's Manu Kone, Brighton's Carlos Baleba, and Bournemouth midfielder Tyler Adams as they continue their search for midfield reinforcements. Arsenal, meanwhile, have identified John Stones and Ezri Konsa as defensive targets following William Saliba's injury concerns. Chelsea are closing in on the signing of highly rated 18-year-old Kerim Alabiegovic from Bayer Leverkusen and have secured an agreement to sign American teenager Benji Flowers from Dallas FC when he turns 18. Elsewhere, Arsenal and Manchester City are among clubs interested in Ivory Coast winger Yan Diomande, with RB Leipzig determined to keep hold of the highly rated 19-year-old. And that's the latest in the world of sport. From all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. I am Edwin Kwakufi, bringing you Kickoff, which was powered by Politan Ghana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. The City Breakfast Show with Caleb Kuda continues.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
We are young entrepreneurs. We're vibrant and we make the trends. When we run sales promos, it literally sells out because we know what's hot and what's not. So when it comes to business, let's show you how we clock it with Telecel Boss Plan.
Telecel Boss Plan is here for young entrepreneurs, CEOs and bosses like you. Whether you're building your hustle or running the whole show, Telecel Boss Plan gives you everything you need to stay on top. Digital marketing tool for your SMS campaigns, data for days, and all the vibes to keep your business tight. Simply dial *5959# or *700# to choose your Telecel Boss Plan package and grow your business like a boss.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Tell us how you need that. Enterprise life, abla bumi uncle. Wash I say and then if you be blame, why you be that? May you know, and I like how I am cool, bravo. Obisi ni ya breko, obisi she an ganyo, obisi odi netila. Also, yo pop pia meshiano, or remedy the sick cafiano. Nyawo be a enterprise life one shema wo. It's to tell us how you want, tell us how you need them. Insurance to your doorstep, your preference, your advantage. Tell us how you want it.
Enterprise Life. 25 years strong, rooted in love, driven by you. Defining the future together.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Hello, baby.
It's your TV, dear.
Charlie, where I will get correct TV by? Max Buy. Baby, go to Max Buy. Pick any TV you want. I will sort it. Sorry. Baby.
Fridge, we did it, though. You need a new
Go
one.
to Max Buy. No, so Max Buy. Fridge, na you make a man. C'est sunny in our coffee. Babe, oh. Madam, if you want mobile phones, Max Buy. Washing machines, Max Buy. Sound bars, Max Buy. Air conditioners, Max Buy. Even if you want long life and prosperity, Max Buy.
Can even buy now and pay later with Max Buy. When it comes to quality electronics, one name leads the conversation. Max Buy.
For further inquiries, call us on 054 401 9552.
Charlie, trim I'm nice. I get some serious meeting. Allah, motion. But Charlie, no credit today. Oh, but you relax. More day.
Hey, what funny.
Yes, so I borrow small, sort myself out, I pay back. We move. Spot there. Ah, Charlie, you sure say you did pay back? Yes, so that anytime somebody else they need them, Momo day. Be like I for can't borrow some more. Hey, you this boy. Don't go there and disgrace yourself. Allah motion.
Responsible borrowing be the real flexo for today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. Borrow, sort them, pay back. Momo day.
Imagine a life where every moment brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. A life where you can give yourself more time to celebrate, more memories with loved ones, more freedom to explore, and more family time. Simply put, a life where you can give yourself more. With G-Money, setting and tracking your financial goals is easier than ever, helping you stay in control of your finances while living on your terms. Make instant payments to keep celebration seamless, top up airtime in a tap, stay connected on every journey, receive remittances straight into your wallet, and effortlessly manage finances to keep time with loved ones and important things sacred. Life doesn't have to be complicated. Give yourself more control, more freedom, more life with G-Money. Dial *488# or download the app and explore the new G-Money today. G-Money, give yourself more.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. This is the City Breakfast Show.
Five after 8, busy Friday morning, a day after the media budget review. We have a big conversation later in the morning. Finance Minister in the hot seat with us. So put your questions to him and we'll bring you answers. Making the budget make sense to you. Interactive show as ever. 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. One of my favorite from the legendary Ben Bracco, because this one Enukum. Yeah. And with that, Sapient and Vision is a proud subsidiary of Innovari, and they invite board risk committee members, exco CEOs, managers and risk professionals to the 9th edition of Risk Summit Africa. The theme is Global Risk, Local Impact, Building Strong Systems and Institutions for a Resilient Future. 29th to the 30th of July is the date. Crown Forest Hotel is where it's happening at 8 a.m. each day. There's an elite executive offsite summit featuring impactful conversations, meaningful networking, and intentional downtime to recharge. Delegate package is 16,000. That includes full accommodation, all-inclusive summit experience. 11,000 Ghana cedis. That's for summit's participation only, exclusive of accommodation. Our sponsors are Stanbic Bank, Kite Consultant Limited, Innovari, Cyber Assure, and Sister Shore. Risk Summit Africa is where to register or reach out to us for sponsorship conversations. Call us 0540 668414. One for you, one for me. It's feeding time. Yum Vita infant cereal with milk is making feeding time easy and rich with 16 essential vitamins and minerals. You only need to add previously boiled water. There are 3 exciting variants: wheat, rice, maize, all for an amazing price of 5 cedis 50 pesos. Real value for money, affordable, nutritious, and convenient. Yum Vita, good nutrition for a strong start. Let me tell you about Pambros Salt Industries Limited. They've been around since 1958 and they're introducing latest products. Pambros refined iodized salt is now available in 250 grams, 500 gram sachets. Just a pinch of Pambros refined iodized salt brings out the taste of the food. Pambros refined iodized salt is available in all major markets, supermarkets, and local provision shops nationwide. Call us 0266 823 589. Pambros iodized salt. Ketwa bi petia diemo. Now, did you know that the mattress you sleep on can affect your health, your comfort, and productivity? Now, there are many cheap mattresses that are made of low-quality mattresses that can lead to discomfort, poor sleep, and unnecessary replacement costs. Choose quality, choose comfort, choose durability. For almost 60 years, Latest Foam has been Ghana's trusted mattress brand, providing certified quality and unmatched comfort for homes across the country. So visit any of our showrooms nationwide. Jump online, latestfoamghana.com, place an order. Latest Foam is your partner for life. Come on. All right. Now, every dream has a home. Welcome to Heritage Christian University, located in Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. At Heritage, you are assured of value-driven education that prepares you for the world of work. Our students are challenged to turn ideas into businesses that feed families and employ communities. Admission is in progress for a wide range of undergraduate and graduate programs. 054 777 Call us now. Visit hcu.edu.gh for more information. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. 0539 986 996 0539 986 996. That's the number you can join us with your dedications, your questions, your comments. Please help me wish my dear wife Dorinda Vanunya Bekwe of Enterprise Insurance East Legon Branch a happy birthday in advance. Her day is tomorrow, 25th of July, from the husband and children. Okay. Happy birthday to Mrs. Ikuyasewa, entry of Ghana Revenue Authority Tax Audit and Quality Assurance Department. An amazing woman whose heart is truly one in a million. Enjoy your day to the fullest. You deserve every beautiful thing every beautiful thing life has to offer. This is from your sister Cassis Owusu in the UK.
Yes. I just want to I just met a very fantastic young lady.
Okay.
The name is Josephine Ahui.
Okay.
Agu.
Mm-hmm.
From my good friend Sam George's constituency.
Ningo Brambram.
Yes.
Okay.
So she's just completed the, what's the name? The JSS.
Okay.
So she wrote the BC. Exactly.
Oh,
she's 13 years.
Okay.
Very, very bubbly. Came with a mother to submit the essay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the essay competition that is
for the literacy challenge.
Beautiful. And she has big dreams ahead of her.
Maybe so.
And I was sitting at the front desk, I was eating some, biscuit. I went to take some.
No, you went to appropriate it. So you are properly constituted.
Because I don't feel and she must say these days as you go in China camp.
She doesn't
perform these days, so I have to go and organize some biscuit So I through that I met a young lady. Yeah, Jennifer Ohui. Josephine actually. Ohui Agu from Old Ningo Junior Secondary School. Just finished secondary school and wrote about how you can use artificial intelligence within the education space in a responsible way, while not leaving behind
those in the
schools in the rural areas. Nice. And great interaction with her.
Wonderful.
And it tells you something that, look, no matter how far you are away from the national capital, it is still possible to dream big. Absolutely. That you want to be celebrated nationally. And you don't know where this takes you.
Absolutely.
So if you are still listening, the mother brought her all the way from Old Ningo this morning. Nice. You know the traffic you sometimes have to encounter on your way to Accra from Old Ningo. So if you're listening to us in the north of the country, you are listening to us somewhere in the western region, you are in the northwest, wherever you find yourself listening, OT region, Volta region. This beautiful competition has been extended to the end of this particular month.
Look sharp.
So you have, give or take, some 7 days or so to the close of the month, right?
Yeah.
So it is important that you encourage your ward, your daughter, your son, who is within the relevant age bracket, right? Below what? 15, or is it below 16, right?
Yeah, 11 to 15.
15, yes. So that he or she would take advantage of the time they have now in the home.
Become a national
They
star.
are vacationing, enjoying themselves, They should put their cognitive abilities to work.
Sharp.
Write this beautiful essay to the minister responsible for what? Education.
Yeah.
As youth consultant, telling him about what options can be explored about artificial intelligence in a way that is responsible.
True.
So that we can ensure that all schools, including the ones in the rural areas, are helped in this day and age. It is a beautiful thing because, look, I encountered artificial intelligence when I got to the University of Buckingham. Because when we were in secondary school, we paid for computers, but I never knew supply the computer. So the computer, the one that was in some ICT lab, they said they had, that one, they cover them with some,
curtains and
so maybe they go use the thing. I remember using that thing only once. Even that I didn't really even understand what it was all about. So we organize some demonstration. We say no, we don't go. The computer book they say they go supply. Make the the way they launch people that day for demonstration. But I didn't really encounter computers until I came to Accra. And the first time I actually rigorously engaged the computers was when I needed to prepare a passport for something.
Right.
And of course, that's a long story. But I needed to do an email, right? So I went to the communication center. These days, we don't have comm center.
No.
So the Odoko official town market, there used to be a comm center there.
That's right.
Someone set up a comm center. So I went to the man, spoke to him that this was the thing I needed. And then I had to set up my email. So that was the first time. Exactly. I set up my email address. I remember it must have been either Hotmail or Yahoo.
It would be hot.
Hotmail.
Or Yahoo.
So I sat there, Toka. They would say, point here, point here, point.
You search for that in 5 minutes later, you see that you press.
Exactly. Now, many years on, I would encounter what is known as artificial intelligence while studying in the UK, and I will go on to study it as a postgraduate level at the University of Oxford. So, and my worldview has changed completely because of how I have encountered that particular tool, how I use it, and the potential to impact the world in a billion possible ways.
Yeah.
So, the opportunities that are exposed to the kids of today, I did not have that when I was growing up. But I think AI has amplified me in a million ways, a billion ways. So what I'm saying is that, look, you may be in a village somewhere, a forgotten village. Maybe the budget that was read yesterday didn't probably even mention your village or constituency or whatever it is.
And Google Maps is here to update your village.
Exactly. Exactly. You probably don't even have, computer books to read or computers to even, but trust me, all the conversations we have on radio, you can glean lessons from it and use it as the material needed to support the arguments that you make.
So if you're between 11 and 15 years, this is for you. We've extended this to the end of the month, the 30th of July. Bring your entries to the front desk of Channel 1 TV or post it by PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. If you need more information, 0205 973 973. That's the number. Call us now and we are happy to receive your entries. The Literacy Challenge 2026 inspired by Citi FM with support from Channel 1 TV, proudly sponsored by Prospectus Ghana Limited, SIC Insurance and Advocate Publishing.
So let me take the opportunity to wish Josephine Ahui Agu all the very best. She's from the constituency of my good friend who I sometimes fight with Jata.
No, happy birthday to my husband, Mr. Charles McCarthy. This is coming from your wife, Pearl Obobi, one of our TV directors, amazing young woman celebrating her husband. And then also from Harrison Ahogba and the kids to their wife, their mother, Mrs. Rosemary Ahogba of Omni Basic Bank Nima branch. You graduate with second class upper and MA in corporate and commercial law from the University of Ghana Law School today. Congratulations to you. Zenith Bank says they are let shine your eyes when someone calls claiming to be from Zenith Bank. Fraudsters can sound professional, confident, and convincing. They may ask you to confirm your account details to help resolve a supposed problem or secure your account. Remember, Zenith Bank will never ask for your PIN, password, or OTP over the telephone, email, or via any channel. When in doubt, call 054 2000 111. Sign your eyes, spot the fraud, and stop the fraud. This is a message from Zenith Bank in partnership with the Ghana Association of Banks. The Lexus University College is inviting you to a world-class education, market-driven professional qualification. Admission is open. 0551 198 100. Call this number for enquiries. Visit delexusuniversity.edu.gh for more. We are located at Tema Community 25 Peace B. We run courses in nursing, midwifery, human resource management, banking and finance, and so much more. The world is moving towards sustainability, and that's why Super Cement comes in, leading the way with LC3 technology and eco-friendly innovation. Super Sam has the super fast 32.5R, best for plastering, screeding, mortar, and block laying. Use a heavy-duty Super Sam Super Power 42.5R, durable for durable foundations, coastal works, and high-rise structural works. Super Sam cement dries fast, is waterproof, and it prevents moisture damage and powdery walls. Call 0553 060517. 0553 060517. Super Sam, build your dreams. Oh yeah, I know you can. Now imagine a world where your own global destination. Imagine choosing your own global destination, enjoying flights, a 4-star hotel, and unforgettable experiences all paid for. Stanbic Bank, in collaboration with MasterCard, is making it possible with the World on Your Card promo. Simply sign up for a new money wallet, MasterCard, load or reload $200 or more between now and the 14th of August to stand a chance to win a worldwide travel package for 2 to a destination listed on priceless.com. Simply put the world on your card and stand tall. For all tech lovers, listen up. Tecno just dropped the ultimate game changer, the all-new Tech Come On Slim. This isn't just a phone, it's a style statement. It's ultra sleek 6.4mm double curved design that feels absolutely premium in your hand. It features an interactive mood light around the camera and flashes unique colors for your calls, messages, and charging updates. It is fully loaded with advanced techno AI, bringing you mind-blowing tools like AI image to video generator, noise cancellation, and your own AI health coach. Capture every moment instantly. You also get a massive 5600 mAh dual battery with 60 watts fast charging packaged inside a tough water-resistant 1P IP68 IP69 rated body. If you're ready for an upgrade, head to any Tecno exclusive store nationwide today. Grab yours today and step into the future.
We're still on the City Breakfast Show, 97.3 Citi FM, 22 minutes past 8. My name is Bernard. I'm here with the team. Caleb Kuda holding the fort from morning till now. And bringing us the City Business Edition and also the sports segment. And of course, guess who walked in? MP for Ejumaku Enyan Esiam. And also the Minister of Finance, KCL Atuba Forsen, who's had a marathon, presented a 2-hour budget. The statement was, I think, 99 pages, and then went on television last night. Still looking fresh this morning. Today, we want to make it a bit interesting. So, if you want to ask your minister a question, sometimes he goes to the market to take questions. So today, we'll do markets. Send us a question for the Minister of Finance and make it straightforward, simple. Mention your name and then tell us what your issue is. Yeah. The thing about financial industry is that it's no longer just one function. So roads are in there, agric is in there, flood mitigation is in there. What else is in there? Everything is in there. Everything is in there. So, it's like the cog in the wheel, So every ministry needs money. So it's a very interesting ministry. We are happy to welcome Kazela Forsen. Welcome. Good morning, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
A special welcome from me. He's my MP.
Wonderful.
Yes, and he's my uncle in quotes. It's the uncle Akwaba.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
That's it.
For those who don't know, how does the budget process work in terms of how long you prepare for it? I'm asking this because I know that prior to the budget, there are consultations. Budget is a long thing, and you do interviews after. So how much time do you people give yourself to prepare for the D-Day, which was yesterday?
I think the whole process from beginning to the end is about 1 month.
Okay.
For a media review. And for budget itself, you need 3 months.
Okay.
To be able to go through the entire.
So 3 months for full budget. So so which means that November, next year budget, November, you started working?
We are starting immediately after this. So maybe first week of August we start.
Wow. But if it's a media that you are not asking for more money, we don't call it supplementary budget.
Yes, we don't call it supplementary budget.
So that one should be easier than if you needed more money.
It's more than that.
Really?
Before you get to the decision as to whether you will need more money, you do a lot more work to get to that point. Because first you need to review the assumptions behind the numbers. 1, 2, you also need to ascertain the data that you are coming and then model it to see that in the course of the year, either you are going to exceed or underperform. And based on that, you can now make the decision to ask for more money or not. And so the whole process is a bit of it's decision making in the process. And so before you get to that point to make that decision, you will need to go through some tedious work. And aside that, you are working in a team. And so you also need to understand that the team's input matters. And above all, you need the input of the person whose name you are presenting the budget for.
So this is actually for the president?
It's for the president.
So he could have done it himself?
Yes. And the constitution is so clear. It is for the president. So, and you notice that I said on the authority of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. And you can see it clearly from the constitution is so clear. It's for the president. It is but the Minister of Finance will have to do it on his behalf. And you notice that some time ago, under General Champon, he was the head of state, the Minister of Finance himself. And then he did everything himself. So he was presenting his budget. There was someone there as a special assistant working for him.
And he read the budget.
Everything was.
It means dangerous times require dangerous moves.
He was doing it himself.
Can I say that the 2026 budget, the original 2026 budget, was your first full budget in a sense that you won the election in 2024, but the previous admin had done a budget for 25.
Correct.
So you needed a few months in 2025 to do a budget, and you hadn't fully apprised yourself of the economy. So what I'm trying to suggest is that this budget of which you did a midterm report on is actually your first proper full knowledge budget.
Yes and a no. Let me put it this way. Coming from the background as a former deputy finance minister and working in parliament as the ranking member of the finance committee for 7 years, and obviously as minority leader for 2 years, I was able to apprise myself with the state of the economy in very detail. And we were optimistic that we were going to win the election. So we had prepared ahead of time. We've put together what ideally will be the 2025 budget. In fact, what the MPP put together in November 2024 wasn't a first year budget. It was expenditure in advance of appropriations. And if you look at the constitution, it says that outgoing government, you have to prepare 3-month expenditure in advance of appropriation. It's not a budget. You are just making commitment for let me put it this way. Those expenditures, non-discretionary expenditures, like wages and salaries, like interest payment and all, so that the new government that is coming to office, or even if it's your own government that is coming, you don't have a mandate yet to commit the next government. And the president may even decide to change his views about whoever is presiding as Minister of Finance. So you come in only on that. But so let me put it this way: the 2025 expenditure in advance of appropriation did not commit policy.
Okay.
It did only make available a vote approved by Parliament for the incoming government to be able to spend.
Wonderful.
On those things. Okay. But no, in the sense that the views I had getting to the ministry and preparing the first budget. Yes, you won't have comprehensive view of all the things out there. It will take a bit of time. You can never be superhuman. So you got there, you prepare the budget, you try to...
You are not fully apprised of the matters.
So the next budget, you will now be fully apprised the issues there so that you confront them head on.
Let me deal with some preliminary issues.
Yes.
To the extent that you are not asking for any more money, what is the most important message in this budget?
The most important message in this budget is in accordance with the requirement of the Public Financial Management Act.
Okay.
That the Minister of Finance will have to appear before Parliament not later than the end of July of each year to review the budget. And the law is so clear. It tells you what you have to do. You need to give us a true state of the economy. You need to give us where we are going, where we are coming from, and most importantly, your plans for the remaining 6 months of the year. That is precisely what this budget seeks to do. My responsibility was to first, after implementing the budget that Parliament approved in November, of which appropriations began in 1st of July, you need to give a good account to the people's representative in the nation where the country stands and where we are going. And so for me, the most important news to the people of Ghana is that we've come from far. We have really, really, really gone through some difficult times. Now, thanks to God, touch wood, we have recovered.
We have
Post-recovery, we have recovered. Post-recovery, what do we do?
Okay.
And that is the message I sent to Parliament.
Listening to you yesterday, I was able to divide the economic era into maybe 3. So 2022 till you took over.
Correct.
Very tough.
Yeah.
2025 was like very good year.
Crazy.
Compared to the previous.
Good year in terms of the numbers, but a lot of work for us.
Now, 2026, we are in second quarter. It seems as if 2026 is not looking as good as 2025. And I'll give you a few things.
Okay.
Currency strength against its major trade partners in 25 was very good. 26 started with some issues. Okay, so that's the first big issue there. Our reserve position seems to have come down slightly when you look at particularly quarter 2 of 26 to what we built up in 25. Number 3, inflation, which was coming down to 3.2. Quarter 2 has started inching up. So when I use those 3 things, it seems to me as if we are things are not as happy as they were last year. It's like we are in some serpent's corner.
Okay. Not really the case. 2025, I agree, was an exceptional year. The reforms we put in place, the strategies we deployed actually yielded the results that we wanted. However, it's also important to understand that things have not deteriorated since. Inflation will end 2025 at 5.4. Today, inflation is 5.3. We have not exceeded what we did. Yes, I recognize that inflation indeed came down to the 3s and started inching
up, right?
Started inching up on account of base drift. However, what I can see is that the outlook of inflation looks quite promising. And our target band of 8 ± 2 will be met by this year. Already, we are doing 5.3. It presupposes that if your numbers, what do you call it? The target is 8 ± 2. The upper band is 10. The lower band is 6, and we are at 5.3 clearly we'll be able to achieve that. Growth is doing pretty well. Growth, first quarter growth is better than first quarter Q1 of 2025. I see growth performing better than that of 2025.
So this year you think will end stronger than last year?
I strongly believe that. I see better growth this year on account of the policies we are implementing. I can see that. I can see that we are within the fiscal framework. First half of year, we've done 0.9 primary surplus as against a target of 1.5. Even if you annualize it, it means we're on course to achieve 1.5 or even better. But I don't seek to overperform on the back of fiscal primary surplus, because I also need to stimulate the economy to be able to produce the growth and create jobs that the projections has given to us. And so let me put it this way. 2025 was an exceptional year. The shock therapy worked, and the medicine was the shock therapy. We were going to go to the extreme, take the difficult decisions, and as much as possible consolidate. And the consolidation came on the back of expenditure. Primary expenditure, for example, were in 2025, but we set it to 2023 nominal levels. In one single year, the adjustment on the back of expenditure was 5.5% of GDP. I recall the primary expenditure as a percentage to GDP in 2024 was 18.7. At the end of the 2025 fiscal year, primary expenditure came to 13.2% of GDP. And so you could see that it was a bit of a shock therapy.
Okay.
So that is what we are seeing today, but it can be like 2025. But let me say, Bernard, 2026 is as equally important as 2025, in the sense that we need to take all the hard decisions within 2 years and stabilize this economy once and for all, so that this country can take off. I'm not relaxing, and the government does not seek to relax. We'll do what we have to do, and we'll make sure.
So usually when we interview IMF people, we ask them a question: what adjective will you use to describe the economy? Is it recovering? Is it stabilizing? Is it taking off? If I press you to say, as of end of June 2026, give me an adjective to describe the economy.
I think if you ask me in simple language, our economy is solid.
Solid. Because you said that stabilization is not what we eat, right?
Correct.
So when you say solid, means, is it robust, resilient? Explain, what does that solid mean?
We have built some significant buffers that I call a war chest on all front. Fiscal and monetary, external and obviously domestic, to be able to resist or withstand shocks. That is a hallmark of a sound economy or resilience. If, for example, tomorrow there is an emergency and you do not have the basic reserves to buy the basic necessities of the economy, and the structures are not that strong, you'll be found wanting. Today, I'm proud to say that under His Excellency President Mahama, this government has been able to build the resilience that this economy demands. But I have said that stabilization is not a trophy to be won and just put it in your room and celebrate. You have to treat it like a garden. It must be tended. You have to always take care of it, so that going forward, you'll not be taken by a shock or a surprise.
2 days ago, the governor held a press conference after MPC announced a 14% rate, which he maintained. When you listen to monetary authorities, inflation seems to be the most important number for them. So when we listen to a finance minister, what is the most important number to you?
Inflation is equally important to a good finance minister. I have said that I want to be judged on 3 things. Okay. The first is how well I'm able to stabilize the economy. The second is on prices, and that is inflation. And the third is how to use both to create jobs, well-paying jobs for the people of Ghana.
Stabilize.
Yes.
Stable. So stabilize the economy.
Stabilize the economy.
Lower prices.
Lower prices.
And then create jobs.
And create jobs.
So let's come to point number 3. It looks like that's where the problem is.
That is where I'm going. And so you notice it's at number 3. You need to have number 1 in place, and that is the fundamentals, and that's where we are as of today. Without number 1, it's difficult for you to achieve number 2 and number 3.
Would you say number 2? Where are you in number 2?
Number 2, prices. I think we're on course. Inflation, where we took it from 23%, today inflation is 5.3%. I think we've done very well. I don't remember the last time we saw inflation going as low as 3.something%. This government has done tremendously well with inflation. For stability, we've stabilized inflation is on. What is left?
Let's deal with inflation. Yes. Economic actors like financial sector rewarding you enough for the stability? I ask this in 2 ways. The inflation rate is low, single digit. The monetary policy rate is 14%. The so-called Ghana reference rate is 10%. But when you look at credit to private sector, even though it has grown, Ghana has the lowest among its peers.
I agree.
So how come you brought inflation down? The main rates are all coming down. T-bill rates, some are even around 6.
Yeah, 5.7,
Yet
5.8.
the credit to the private sector, which is the supposed mechanism by which jobs can be created, doesn't seem to be responding. What's going on there?
Bernard, you've asked a very important question. But this country cannot grow if we are unable to get the banks to lend to the private sector. And if the banks happens to do business only with the government of the day, in a sense that the banks fail to bank, but all what they do is to buy government bonds. That is not banking. I'm sorry to say that's not banking. It happened at a time when government bills were extremely profitable, trading at 30%. Trading some went very hard, 30%, 91 days, 182 days, and 362 days, 365 days, all trading in the 30s. That the bank found that risk-free, government of Ghana would certainly pay. And so instead of going through difficult banking, they would have preferred to go to government, and the government was also borrowing and spending as if there was no tomorrow. And so on the back of that, they will need money, and they can swallow the entire banking sector capital. So the banks found it attractive, and that is where they were. Today, government is not borrowing that much. We're borrowing less. We are running less fiscal deficit, even overall. We are seeing surpluses in our primary balance. So this tells you that we are borrowing less. Aside that, we have seen the T-bill rate coming down. From the 30s in 2024 to now 5%, 8%, and even 12%, 365 days. Now, the treasury bill is not as attractive as it used to be for the banks. And so the banks are now moving away from lending to government, or the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana, but rather giving the money to the private sector. That is what we needed to do. I'm happy to report that credit to the private sector started seeing some growth, but that is not what I want to see. We are still too low. Our peers are doing 30%, and Ghana is still doing single digit. We need to find a way to get the banks to begin lending to the private sector.
Would you explore legal way? Because yesterday I spoke to the advisor to the minister, to the governor, and he didn't seem interested in forcing the banks. But in India, if you want to maintain your banking license, you have to have 20% of your loan book to SME. It's a law. This is India. Yet, anytime we raise this with monetary authorities around compelling banks to do a specific thing, they hesitate. That's on the monetary side. From the fiscal side, because I'm just giving an example. You can check this in India.
I know for a number of countries that have done that.
Are you going to explore that?
Let me say,
particularly because we just recapitalized CBG, UMB, ADB, which other one?
PBL, all of them. Now the banks are also
with our money.
The banks are all
You've given our money to banks, and yet people say you can't tell banks what to do with that money that you give them from us.
I agree.
I don't understand.
I agree. Bernard, let me say this. I don't want to say when persuasion fails, force must be applied, but it is obvious that a country should be governed by laws. Every country must be governed by laws, and if you see that something is certainly constraining the forward march of a country, then there's the need for a government to act. If you go back under Governor Agama, many years,
GK Agama,
there was a regulation in place at the central bank where it was mandatory for banks to lend a percentage of their loan books to the agriculture sector. So it is not new in Ghana. It has happened before. If, for example, we see banks not lending to SMEs and the private sector where the growth is, of course, it is the responsibility of the government to take decisions and act appropriately. The central bank may have their reason not to act immediately because they believe they can use moral switching to get them to do what they have to do. But if it is failing, and if it demands that they have to bring regulation, I will, at any point in time, encourage them to do so.
I see.
I don't think, I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but I will urge the central bank to continue talking to the banks and getting the banks.
Or at least you can start with the banks.
It's not just talking, also our act.
Or you can start with the banks where you have an interest. The Ghana Commercial Bank, we are a state interest, CBG, ADB, NIB, UMB, even Prudential Bank. You've given all these people money and you are doing women development. So, but let me pack that. You said the economy is solid. There's a major challenge. You know, you people who do accounting and finance, you have something called concentration risk. Our exports earnings was 18 billion for half year. 68.3% of that is from one commodity. That's gold. 12% cocoa, 9% oil. The rest, 10%. That's too risky. That's not diversified enough. So you that cannot be solid.
It takes a while to diversify. And you need to take advantage of what you produce first and plan to diversify in the medium term. Today, this 65% you are mentioning,
68 actually,
68% you are mentioning, without the intervention of Gold Board, half of it would have been lost in the sense that it would have been smuggled out of the country. We have actually taken that up as a government because of the monopoly we created for MSM Gold, ASM Gold. Now, government has a strategic long-term plan to develop our commodities. For example, beyond cocoa, we are working on palm. And we want to look at where we have strategic advantage and be able to take advantage, obviously, and then export. We are coming out with a new policy called the New Economy. And these are some of the things that we will identify and fix so that within a 3-year period, we'll be able to fix it. I said that the New Economy will be a 36-month strategy for the people of Ghana to see how we can spend a little bit more, let's say 1% of GDP, to diversify the economy and do more. And so this we are aware of. It is indeed a risk, but it's also advantage today. And we believe that it is not something that we can fix it, let's say, in 2 months. it takes a lot more than 2 months to fix it. You need both planning, action, and resources to be able to fix it in the medium term. But we have a job to do. And
let me deal with two quick points the opposition raised after the budget was read. They say that you didn't say anything about the 24-hour economy in your speech. Neither did you say anything about cocoa policy. They say you didn't introduce a cocoa policy. I think Dr. Amin said that after the press conference he did yesterday. I think we are referring to the speech you read.
Yes.
So what is your why the apparent silence on 24-hour economy?
Yes.
And why the absence of a policy for the cocoa sector?
Okay. First, let me make this point. It is not true that I did not speak on cocoa. I did speak on cocoa.
In the statement itself?
In the speech.
Okay.
In the speech, I did speak on cocoa.
Well, what he said was I didn't introduce any policy.
I mentioned the fact to, and I have here in the speech, paragraph 359. Paragraph 359. And I mentioned cocoa sector reforms.
And what are those reforms?
And I mentioned the fact that government is introducing the cocoa bill to replace the PNDC law 81, the Cocoa Board Act 984, to introduce a number of reforms. And I did mention that the legislation that we have proposed before Parliament will introduce a new producer price mechanism that aligns to producer prices with movement in international cocoa prices, exchange rate development, and other relevant market conditions. I said we will also guarantee cocoa farmer not less than 70% of the gross free on board prices. I went on to say that, Mr. Speaker, let me quote, and as Mr. Speaker, the bill will also seek to establish a new financing framework for cocoa purchases and related operations, and restore the long-term financial sustainability and operational efficiency of Cocoa Board. I did also say that the bill will also ensure that not less than 50% of cocoa beans produced in Ghana is processed here in Ghana.
Clarify something. When you say cocoa bill,
yes,
you are talking about a law bill.
A law,
not bill.
No.
That we go and take money.
No.
Okay.
When a law is going to Parliament, until Parliament finishes it and the President signs it, it's called a bill. When the President signs it, it becomes an act of Parliament.
Does that mean that we are no longer going to be doing syndicated international loans to purchase cocoa?
Yes. It has its negative consequences on the Ghanaian economy, in the sense that when we go and borrow money, they use the cocoa beans as security. So they come and take it from here. And it is the reason why we cannot process the bean here.
And they could also take it and lock a lower price.
Meanwhile,
you're exposed to FX. So do you have enough depth in your local financial sector?
Yes, we do.
To purchase cocoa beans, pay farmers ahead of time, and sell or process as you choose?
We do. Do you know the pension funds, the asset and the management alone for our pension funds is over 120 billion cedis.
Our pension funds?
Our pension funds. About 120 billion cedis that is available. They use it to invest it and all. Cocoa Board can issue a bond, a financial, a commercial paper, and then be able to use it to pay, to turn around, buy the cocoa, process here, pay it back with the interest. The banks are liquid. They can lend money to Cocoa Board. You, Bernard, your salary, your allowances from here, you can buy cocoa commercial paper. And you can all buy it, and then obviously we can use it to turn around.
So the main strategy around cocoa is that we'll stop the international syndicated loan and the local 24-hour economy.
And then also we are also going to bar them from engaging in quasi fiscal agency activity.
The institution Cocoa Board.
The institution Cocoa Board. They would not be allowed going forward legally to be building cocoa roads and doing things that is not their mandate. They should focus on the cocoa sector.
So it looks like the finance ministry is the class prefect, because now you've done commitment authorization. You say Cocoa Board cannot do something. You say SOEs can't do anything without you. Indeed, some people even say donor-funded projects were halted.
Donor-funded projects
by you guys for the first year.
You know, I don't like the word when they say donor-funded project. They are loans, as if they use that name to create impression that it was some free money.
Some are
going for a loan.
Some are granting funding.
No, the ones that if it's grant, you can go ahead.
But some of the counterpart funding,
but if I'm borrowing,
can't move.
No, it's not. Those ones had no counterpart. They were pure commercial loans.
So even though they were from,
not even concessional loans,
they were from development partners.
They were loans.
So you stopped all of that.
No, but you see, they're also expenditure. They are expenditure. And when you borrow and spend, you spend money. If it's grant, it's free money.
Some of your social programs are supported by those things.
Yes, so it must first be in the budget. If I go to Parliament and get appropriations to spend $300 million equivalent from donor-funded projects or loans coming from donor agencies, and you draw down $700 million, I will get budget deficit that Parliament has not approved.
So you put.
I'm spending in excess of my budget.
Irrespective of the source of the funding.
Irrespective of the source of funding, because Parliament did not give me that. As for this loan, you can draw down even if you don't have the money.
Are you not sacrificing people's lives for the number to look good?
No,
because the idea was, I got calls from people who were on projects which businesses required money to expand, and they said for months they couldn't get any money because your ministry had put a stop to all of that.
So first of all, ask them what they were using the money for. And one of the things I got disappointed with when I went to the Ministry of Finance was when I noticed that public money, loans, as contracted and approved by Parliament, has largely been used not for the core mandate of which Parliament has approved, but also to be used to buy cars, conferences, and all those things. Those are the ones that we went out for, not the core jobs. Okay. For those key jobs, we're ready to do it. But I cannot sit down and just be paying for, consultancy, travel abroad for conferences. And they are loans. For God's sake, you pay back. For God's sake, you are going to borrow. Bernard, I doubt you will go and borrow to live large.
No, I won't do that.
I doubt you do that. And
the Ministry of Finance is asserting itself
that
as the protector of government purse, to the extent that even other ministries need to be authorized to commit government to any type of debt.
That is the work of a Ministry of Finance.
That has always been the work.
That has always been the mandate, the constitutional mandate of a minister.
So can you also recommend SOEs that must be sold or shut down because they are wasting our money?
Yes, we are assessing a number of SOEs. It's not about selling, it's not about shutting down, it's about listing some of them on the stock exchange.
Okay.
To improve the governance and to ensure profitability. For example, we are considering placing these banks on a stock exchange. ADB and ADB is already there, but we want to deepen it and offload more of those shares to the private sector, to you, to Kakra, to everybody. Khalib, I saw him here. You can buy some shares, and everyone else. So NIB, all of them, we want to.
So you want to list ADB,
list them.
NIB. But why did you give UMB and Prudential money? Are they Ghanaian owned banks?
Prudential, government did not give them money. It was government facilitated. It went through a process, and GAT already had some shares there, controlling shares.
Ghana Amalteifio.
It was a government agency, so the private sector came in and diluted our shares. So it's private money. It's not government money. UMB GAT actually spend money to capitalize it fully. Now UMB is over 75% owned by the state.
Will you list it too?
It's going to the stock exchange.
What about CBG?
CBG is going to the stock exchange.
Did you say anything about 24-hour economy in the statement?
Yes, so 24-hour economy, I did not speak on it in the statement itself.
Why not?
No, but I did made a point that we are coming in, and it's actually in the document.
Which page?
If you look at the sectors,
okay,
yes, and you see already the statement itself, the statement as presented was long enough for a media review. I did 98 pages, and I could not speak about every single thing the economy.
But to the extent that it's your flagship,
fiscal review.
71. To the extent that it's your flagship campaign message.
Yes.
Page 71, paragraph 613 to 619.
It's there.
Mr. Speaker, but how much did you even give them last year? Because the other challenge is that the 25 economy, from what I know, was not given any proper allocation in 2025.
No.
How much money did you give them?
No. We gave them 101 million
cedis.
But that is for the operations of the 24-hour economy. The operations in the sense that 24-hour economy secretariat to run. That is what we budgeted for. You don't budget for 24-hour economy. It looks like people are misunderstanding the work of the 24-hour economy secretariat and the policy of the 24-hour economy.
Okay.
The policy and the work isn't the same. The allocation is for the secretariat to run
operations
so of the secretariat. The policy is what has been espoused by the secretariat. And I tell you, let me take you through the policy.
Good.
24-hour economy is a transformational government of Ghana's policy to identify sectors that Ghana can build on. For example, you just identified a loophole in the in Ghana's export. You said 68% over concentration on oil.
Yeah.
24-hour economy is the one that have identified areas that we should focus on. So they've come out with agro processing. They've come out with what they call Grow 24, and they have identified the entire Volta economic corridor. Now, we need to make it attractive for the private sector to be able to bring their money there to go into agro processing. How do you make it attractive? First, we are building the bridge from Kwewu Afam Prince and also to Echiamanfum.
All right.
3.6 kilometer bridge. Okay. They are working to get land banks around the area. So we are going to get the entire land banks, the entire land. Thousands of acres. Because one of the problems we face with land is the tenure system and the litigations around it. They have to de-risk it. So they will have to acquire the land. After acquiring the land, they may have to invest in irrigation in the area. Private sector or government will come in to invest in irrigation and give the land bank, the land to people like yourself to be able to go in and maybe go into rice milling, maybe go to rice cultivation, maybe go into aquaculture or whatever you want to do. That is the work of 24-hour economy. And
so
if
the
you
money
look
you
at,
give them, the
if you look
101
at,
million,
it's for the secretariat to function. Which paragraph were you mentioning?
So for example,
it's paragraph 74, isn't it? No, 71.
No, page 71.
Page 71.
What I'm trying to answer, so that 101 million is for the operations. The bridge you are doing has a different budget line.
Has a different budget line.
So in terms of clearing that land to create a land bank, would they use their operational money? Or
no,
where would they get the money
their
from?
operational money, that one will be a budgetary allocation differently.
Good. So let's assume they want to clear that land.
Yes.
In this Kwewu Afam area.
Yes.
How would you treat that as a separate allocation?
It will be a separate allocation, not to them, but to the ministry or government agency that is doing it.
So what would
you understand?
Would they supervise it or what?
So they, let me put it this way. Look, if you look at the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development policy here, you see, we made some key points. You see, the authority has mobilized a pipeline of, let me start from the top. Implementation is gathering momentum to promote round-the-clock economic activity. 268 fuel stations as we speak, 11 bulk oil distribution companies, 2 oil refineries, 33 manufacturing companies, and 12 public institutions have already adopted multi-shift operations. And went on to say that, and went on to say that the core mandate, the authority has mobilized a pipeline of more than $11.5 billion in prospective investment across 12 catalytic project, of which $5.5 billion have already been secured through joint development agreement. The investment include the oil palm project in Kabonwule, compressed biogas project at Damanko and Bupe, and 1,500 megawatts Bupe solar and battery energy storage project. The speaker, he said that the first 100 megawatt phase of the Bupe project is expected to commission by 2027, providing reliable and competitively priced electricity to industries within the Volta economic corridor. So you see, before you get this corridor to operate, to support this investment, communities within the Volta economic corridor have made available over 605,000 hectares of land under the preparatory land assessment model. Consent has already been secured for approximately 139,000 hectares, which land registration are allocation currently underway. Okay. So you see, we have identified this land and as I said, until you get the land in place, the issue of investment becomes a problem. You are attracting someone's investment, someone coming in to spend, give and take, maybe $50, $100 million, $200 million. They are not coming into the business of, let me put it this way, litigation and all before they begin work. And so government is de-risking all of that. And
right. So let me just clarify. So you said that the authority itself has mobilized a pipeline of investment. So this will be from private sector.
Purely private sector.
We know the difference between allocation and drawing down.
Yes.
You say you've allocated 101 million to them. Do you know how much they've drawn down?
You see, they use the 100 something million we allocated to them. They use it to pay their salaries. They use it to run the affairs of the office, and obviously the salary is automatic to run the affairs. Okay. I don't remember offhand how much exactly we have given to them.
You may want to find out, because we've heard.
Yes.
The reason the opposition keeps shouting about this is that they believe that the secretariat is not being oiled to.
No. That's not correct.
You are sure of this?
That is not correct.
So maybe we need to find out later on how much of the 100 million they've drawn down.
I can get
and whether they've paid salaries of their staff.
I can get you that data ASAP. I will send a message now.
Let me read a related question. I agree. Godfred would ask you.
No, but hold on for
Let's stay with
the 24 economy, because I think the confusion for Ghanaians in general is the conceptualization that was sold during the campaign period and what we have seen so far are not on the same line.
Okay.
Because what you sold during campaign was an organic 24-hour economy that grows by itself. The current implementation of it looks a bit like 1D, 1F, where you apply for some kind of money to be invested in some kind of industry. Or it looks like the government itself wants to build those industries to be 24-hour in its operation, rather than creating an environment where the system runs itself as a 24-hour economy. Okay. So Ghanaians, I guess, didn't even conceptualize the setting up of an office to pay salaries.
Yeah.
When you were selling this idea.
Let me clarify. How do you make something organic? You make it organic through government policies. You make it organic through deliberate investment and de-risking a zone. We are creating the Volta economic corridor stretching and all the way from Bupe down to the Volta region. And you have water isn't a problem, land isn't a problem. But because of our land tenure system, businesses find it difficult to get in there. Again, beyond land tenure system, that land must be prepared. You need to have irrigation in place to attract private sector to get there. Now, until you have all of that in place, it is difficult to make it organic for businesses to come in. And I can assure you, if we have that enclave with all the land in place, properly prepared so-called, then you have maybe incentives for that zone, like you have with the free zones and all, it can never be organic. It can only be organic when you've put all of that in place. And so that is what the 24-hour secretariat is.
So who pays for the viability gap funding? They have to do de-risking, they have to do project preparation. Exactly. Is that part of the 100 million, or they have to find money somewhere else?
You see, their work is to identify the viability gap and invest. So it's part of their work, and it will be part of their funding.
From consultants, who pay for the viability gap funding?
Because,
for example, if I want to prepare a land and I want to attract people to come and do some work, I have to do some de-risking.
Exactly.
So there's some consultancy work and all that. Is it paid for by government?
No, the consultancy work to identify the viability gap will be paid by the 24-hour economy secretariat.
From the 100 million?
From the 100 million.
Because there's project preparation and all those things. They'll pay all of that, including salary.
Exactly. So that's part of their normal goods and services.
No problem.
In preparing for our identifying all of this viability gap and fixing it, and then attracting the private sector.
There's a question from Peasant Farmers. Kaka, I'll give you a minute. Let me do this one because it's related. Bernard, this is Bismarck Owusu Norte, Executive Director of Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. Please tell Honorable Attah-Mensah that farmers producing rice, maize, soya, cassava, etc. are not happy that the mid-year budget was silent on the glut, with no plan to help farmers clear their current stock. No additional allocation to mop up, as the one given was inadequate. This is Bismarck. So this is an identified person asking a direct question.
Yeah. So I've noted his concern. Obviously, he has a point. The minister responsible for agriculture, I know he's working on it. And I know buffer stocks within their own structure they've put in place are also raising funds internally to mop up this glut. We've already given 200 million Ghana cedis this year to the buffer stocks company to buy the glut. We've also asked the school feeding program to buy made in Ghana rice. And these are already directed. The president directed. And
president, he directs a lot of things, but people don't buy.
I don't think so.
So are you saying that the school feeding program?
Yes.
And they are enjoined, and
the president directed. In fact, he directed the Free Secondary School Secretariat to ensure, the Ministry of Education, to ensure that they buy made in Ghana goods. For example, during the recent flooding, the unfortunate flooding that we saw, the Disaster Management Committee that was supposed to buy made in rice, they were instructed directly, and I'm aware of that they should buy made in Ghana. So we are using government procurement.
There appears to be a problem between your ministry and the Agric Ministry, which we have read in the media.
Oh, no.
So what is going on?
No, there is no problem. I think it's the misconception started when the Deputy Minister of Finance, my deputy, made a statement of which the not the minister himself, some people also at the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Agriculture also responded. But I think the bottom line is that they were all speaking two different things. And it is coming as a result of lack of understanding of the terminologies being used by both sides. One, the ministry or the deputy minister's statement made reference to releases. And two, the Ministry of Agric's representative spoke and also made reference to payment. There is some significant difference between releases and payment. And as we know how public finance operates. For example, goods and services. I give you allotment because what may be in the budget for the first quarter and the second quarter, I can give allotment below the budgetary allocation because the budget is only estimate based on projections of revenue. And so I can give allotment maybe 75% of that amount and accordingly release that's 75% to you, or maybe 100% to you. Your responsibility is to go through the system, generate invoices, send to controller, and assess the cash. We record it as releases. When I'm going to Parliament, I account for monies I have paid out of the consolidated fund.
Okay.
That is payment. It's different from releases. So the minister's statement said, we have made releases. It was misunderstood that those releases means they have made payment.
Okay.
And people from the Ministry of Agriculture obviously responded and said, but we have not received X amount of money. This is how much money that we have received.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with misunderstanding. I think a friction or something is about misunderstanding.
Is Eric Opoku your friend?
Oh yes. we are extremely close.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
Oh, I spoke to Eric just last week.
So you don't have any issue with him?
No. There's no issue at all. He's been my colleague in Parliament for years. When I went to Parliament in 2008, he has just served one term and left. Came back and joined us in 2012.
All right.
And he has since been my friend. I've worked very closely with Eric.
Bernard, please ask the minister why he has not paid validated IPCs till date, even when the president assured the public that they have been paid. We didn't hear anything about allocation for that in his submission. This has to do with contractors who took loans for the road sector. His ministry said it has been validated, but still we have not heard anything.
Can you tell the person that if there is one sector in this country today that has benefited so much from this government, it is the road sector. We have paid a lot of IPCs to the road sector. We have accelerated investment in the road sector. We've allocated a lot of resources to the sector. But let me make this important point. The magnitude of the arrests that we inherited cannot be paid in one calendar year. And I took it to Parliament and I said it, that the amount of money we inherited was so huge that we can pay over the medium term. And so I asked Parliament to allow me to pay in the next 3 years. Every year, I allocate an amount of money to spend on arrests. Year 1, year 2, year 3. Some of these arrests dated back to 5-6 years. I can't come and use one calendar year and pay all of that. So I'm paying them gradually and I'm making progress. In fact, meaningful progress, and we will get there. They will be paid at the right time.
I wanted you to expand a bit on your strategy for domestic revenue generation, considering what we've seen during our IMF crisis and some of the suggestions that came with it. Your strategy looks like broadening the tax base,
correct,
and improving compliance. We've seen the improved compliance to some discomfort, but we haven't seen much with the broadening of the base.
Yeah. Okay. I'm reform oriented, very, very reform oriented. And I believe that the time has come for us to drastically reform Ghana's tax regime. I understand tax policy to an extent. In as much as I believe in reforms, I also believe that too many of it at the same time may cost the government too much, or even the people of Ghana too much. And so I'm moving them gradually. I finish one and I move to two. It is difficult for you to fight 2 or 3 wars at the same time. Even the almighty America don't do that. They do that once in a while. It's difficult to fight too many wars at the same time. The 2026 budget introduced a number of reforms. We've implemented some. The first half of the year, we are moving to the second phase of its implementation, and we are going to do a lot more, beginning the second half of the year. It is yielding results, positive results. And I know there will be some resistance, but the alternative will be that, one, you allow unscrupulous taxpayers or businesses to survive at the detriment of the law-abiding ones. And you can't build a country like that. The broadening of the base will be the next phase that we'll handle. And I think largely the compliance and the reforms we are putting in place aren't only going to deal with ensuring that everybody pays something, but we're also going to broaden the base. I strongly believe that by the end of next year, so those reforms we've put in place, or will be putting in place, will yield results to the extent that government will begin to lower the tax rates. I believe that. I think we'll get there. I can see that clearly coming on the back of VAT. The VAT gap is about 60%. 60%. Simple put, there are many GRAs around this country. Individuals standing themselves as tax authorities. They collect the tax and they pocket it instead of giving the money to the state. I call them mini GRAs. Some are restaurants, some are supermarkets, some are hotels, some are individuals. They charge the VAT from consumers as withholding entities, and they are supposed to transfer this money to the state or account and pay. They don't do that. The new reform we are going to introduce in electronic point of sale devices we are going to bring will stop that. And we believe that the VAT will increase by a minimum of 30% and up to 60% in 1 year. If we're able to do that, then everybody is paying the tax. Why keep the rate at 20? You may be able to bring it down.
Everybody lives in a house. What's the difficulty? You've been in parliament for a long time. Several finance ministers have mooted the property tax. No finance minister is willing to see it through. Are you capable of seeing it through?
And now they didn't even separate. When you look at the tax revenue, they sort of mixed household and income tax. But we don't know how much we even got from property rate.
No, in fact, property rate is not part of GRA's mandate.
It's the MMDs.
Yes, and it's not the mandate of the Ministry of Finance.
Why not?
And so what we record here, even though we have the taxes on income and properties, it's not that properties we are making reference to.
The law? Because GRA people, they auditing us every day. But they don't want to collect property tax.
I think that is where we have to go.
Because the assemblies, they come with a paper and a pen.
It is
how
obvious.
They mean they are not coming to collect any serious
it is
money.
Obvious that they do not have the capacity to be able to do that.
But you have the political will to tax property, because we know that a lot of the houses are owned by politicians and their friends.
You see, it's true. We want to tax you, Bernard. We want to tax you and tax all of you.
Nobody has come to ask for anything.
So that you pay.
We don't have the kind of houses your friends have.
Oh no, Bernard, it's true. It's not the case. I'm sure even your house.
No, it's true. If you are serious about,
I've been to some places and I'm shocked. Bernard, I don't want to talk here.
But seriously, don't you think the GRA is better positioned to collect property tax than our 251 assembly?
I agree.
Who can even enforce the building code?
So I have a proposal. My proposal is that allow the GRA to, for example, be the one to collect property rate for the metropolitan and municipal
the big ones.
And allow the district, because if you go to Ejumakun, I don't have GRA office there. It's a district. And the money you get in Ejumakun can certainly, going to tax the small village in Osedi and going there to charge them and all of that from the government level. If you are not careful, the salary of the person going to collect the tax for what he will end up getting in year one may be less than the salary that you pay the person, and so you end up using good money to chase bad money. And so I think the proposal should be that we amend the law, get Ghana Revenue Authority to be in charge of the municipalities and metropolitan area like Accra. GRA has enough staff to be able to deal with the issue in Accra, like Kumasi, like Tema. like Takrady Secondary Takra, like Cape Coast.
Because they are,
like
they are auditing and re-auditing.
Like
they don't have a lot of work. So they keep auditing companies. They can audit you 5 times. Meanwhile, people have big houses and they are not paying anything.
So that is where we have to go. So the reason why finance ministers have been talking about it and yet they've not been able to achieve is that it's not their mandate. It's the mandate.
But now you have all the power now. Right now, you are both finance and defense minister. You can do anything.
No, that defense is weapons.
You can't
protect the territorial integrity of the country.
But you are committed to this?
Yes, I'm very committed to it.
Your constituent has a question because a lot of listeners are asking me to ask you different things. So I'm going to read a lot of them together. And then
I come out twice a year, so I expect these questions.
Okay, so I'm coming back with my question on the letter of commitment that exporters face, the BOJ requirement that they have to repatriate forex in 60 days. That has been extended to 90 days. However, that fails to appreciate some of the agreements that exporters have with big buyers externally. It's not all sales. There are some retail agreements that will take longer than the 90 days. So the last time you were here, I brought it up and you had said that you would look into it, but I'm bringing it up again. The second question for me is about the structure of the economy. Yesterday, we were having a conversation about the economy. My sister runs a handicraft business called Tikura. They make furniture and decor and export. And so suggest my first question. But the economy is structured in a way that, yes, for instance, we are talking about the stability, and you eloquently said that the stability is the foundation. But what structural reform, or how will the structures ensure that the stability becomes sustainable and creates an economy that we can have continuous prosperity and not, good macros? And I'm asking this within the context or despite commodity prices falling, despite external shocks, despite even a change in government. Because if in 3 years, by 2028 you're not here, what happens? The sustainability question is for me. And then I have one more question, but maybe
3 in 1.
Yeah. So the other question is from my twin sister, and she says, Honorable Minister, Ghana's handicraft sector is one of the country's largest employers after agriculture, particularly for unskilled and rural labor. With the global handicraft market estimated at approximately $700 billion, the sector presents significant opportunities for value addition to local raw materials, job creation, foreign exchange earnings, tourism, and the promotion of Ghana's cultural heritage. Given this potential, what specific measures or policy interventions does the government, through the 24-hour economy agenda, provide to support the growth and competitiveness of Ghana's handicraft export sector?
Okay. Kaka, you've asked.
It's the problem of the day.
Strong one. It's called friendly fire. It's sisterly fire. Anyway. Let me begin with the export sector and the 90 days, and I'll pick it up with the central bank. I'll pick it up with the governor. It is his mandate. There may be a reason why they move it gradually from 60 to 90 days. Let me hear him first and understand the rationale behind. But I can assure you that I will deal with it. The third question is closer to the first, so let me continue with the third. We came to office with massive fiscal problems and the need for us to first focus on stability. And so our desire for the first 2 years was how to stabilize the economy and to build the structures to stabilize, to sustain it. That has been done. What comes next is how to build on this stability for economic growth and job creation at scale. That is what we are working on. And this sector you've just mentioned features in handy. There's a community in my constituency called Juma Kokokobin. They are excellent in carving, and they ship them to Accra and abroad. And that has survived the community for years. And living income there, you'll be surprised. Massive, very, very, very rich. And they are doing well. This is the handicraft sector of the economy that I've known of. I will consider the sector, and I will try to understand it a bit more. I can't assume to understand it 100%.
Okay.
I will have to understand a little more of it and study the potential, and obviously look at what we can do together to build that sector and give them competitive advantage. Because, you know, these are the sectors that can bring forex into the country. To deal with Bernard's concern of the overconcentration. And we need to diversify the economy gradually. And so, Kakra, trust me, I'll look at this when I go to office. I'll task a team to look at it for me and understand broadly what we can do to deal with the sector. And finally, I think he raised a major question: sustainability. It is the most important question. Most important in the sense that, you know, we've traveled this road before. Ghana's problem has always been that we go through a crisis, we recover, we celebrate, we relax, and we relapse. That is Ghana.
Yeah.
For decades, that has been our country. That must stop. It must stop now. And so we are putting in the measures to make sure that we can sustain it. And oftentimes, the crisis we've gone through comes on the back of two things: fiscal and debt. And debt, not only fiscal, but also stock flow adjustment coming from SOEs. So that is where we need to fix it. And if we're able to fix it and write a fiscal rule that lasts, now we have it in law. We just need to protect them and implement them. And if we do, I'm sure this country will sustain the gains.
2.5 questions to wrap up. Somebody is happy that you've capitalized banks, but he wants to know whether you have similar plans for savings and loans companies like Bond, which need recapitalization because customers have their deposits locked up with these savings and loans companies and they have not heard anything for almost 5 years. So you've done for the banks. There were legitimate savings and loans companies that also, and Bond is a good example. Is that something?
At the moment, I don't have it in my plan. And I like to be honest. I don't want to sit here and say that I have it in my plan and fail tomorrow. I don't have it in my plan at the moment. They are private companies. And I think they should have the willingness to partner and share risk with others. Go to either the stock market or bring partners involved and merge so that they can. The problem in Ghana is that everybody wants to own 100% of something. And I've said that 100% of nothing is zero. And 1% of something, 1% of 1% is still something.
But Mr.
And so they should.
I understand that, but if licensed companies running legally
need capitalization,
go best, and public funds or the public have invested in these companies and can't retrieve their monies. You want people to have confidence in the financial sector.
Yes.
So you cannot recapitalize banks and leave savings and loans, which are also legitimate second-tier companies.
Yes.
We who have given them money, we should go and die.
Bernard, I'm not saying go and die, but I cannot also give the money that I'm going to use to build schools, to pay teachers, to build hospitals, to do only that. Then it means it restrains my ability as Minister of Finance and the government's ability to also provide public good to the people. And so I don't have limitless resources. I don't. I have only tax revenue. And the tax revenue you need to account for, but you cannot cede the entire tax revenue to another sector when public good is at risk. Schools, education, healthcare, road sector, social sector, and all. So there are other ways of dealing with this. There are other ways. It is not always, since when this has become the new normal that somebody gets a company sometimes run it down and go to the government for government to just throw down the money. It's not. I'm not sure the person is asking for capitalization. Even if he's asking for capitalization, there's so many other ways to capitalize a bank.
Right. Last
so many
one
other
from
ways, not always government.
Yao has a question. Ask the minister for us, why can't government ban the importation of old salvage and insurance written off vehicles into Ghana and rather encourage local assembling vehicles to assemble more by giving them tax incentives they're asking for?
We did give them a rebate for, I think, 5 years. And after review, we noticed that it has been grossly abused.
The local assembly company.
Sad. Grossly abused after 5 years. You know, the law mentioned semi-knockdown and completely knockdown. And some bring cars without a steer and say it's knocked down. And that I am entitled to a tax exemption. Some bring a car in without the wheels and a tie. And they say it's knocked down and get the VAT exemption and all. And so government felt that abuse cannot continue. And clearly we want to review that law and tighten it to the genuine semi-proper knockdown vehicles. We recognize that you can't build car from scratch from here. Even countries that are building cars, they take some parts from other countries and do it. So we will actually work with them so that we can clean the sector and bring it back. However, his question banning importation of some cars.
Salvage vehicles and old cars to give the assembly cars some advantage.
I agree. I think there is already a higher duty on them, which is a deterrent, and on people bringing it instead of banning it. So the higher duty itself is a deterrent because it makes the locally assembled vehicles attractive, and very competitive. So people goes there. Tax policy is designed sometimes to shape people's behavior, not only to raise money. And so the design at the time was to increase the duty, which will serve as a deterrent, and also to encourage local assembling. But maybe the time has come for us to review it. It's been there for some time. We'll look at when it was done, and then we can look at
Kofi says government has articulated a clear policy to promoting made in Ghana products and strengthen their competitiveness against imported alternatives. Yet VAT continues to be applied to these same local products, effectively raising their cost to consumers and undermining the very competitiveness the policy seeks to build. Could the minister clarify the rationale for maintaining VAT on made in Ghana products and whether government is considering targeting VAT relief or exemptions as part of a coherent strategy to make local products like what her sister produces genuinely price competitive against foreign imports?
Okay, so VAT is a consumption tax. And as long as you consume, you pay. And so, Kakra, opinion, your sister's business, because they are exporting it, the VAT is not applied. So they don't pay VAT. So because it's not consumed here. But if you consume it here, you have to pay the consumption tax on it. And so, again, we are talking of broadening the tax base. If I'm to exempt, I'm not broadening. I may be forced to increase the rate. We have ways of making sure that imported goods are less attractive. And we have a way to make our local goods attractive as compared to imported goods. And that's why we slap import duty. And that is why the likes of Publican assesses the true value of imported goods so that they don't come in cheaper to compete our local businesses and collapse them.
All right.
And so that is important aspect that we will have to.
This one 30 seconds
No
because
problem.
World Cup season.
No problem.
Okay.
No,
Sorry,
go ahead.
World Cup.
Football,
Yeah.
yes. Football.
Ghanaians, I know, but Ghanaians want you to tell them why you gave the Black Stars 58 million to go to the World Cup.
When FIFA gave us-
FIFA has already given them money.
Okay, so
Correct question.
so first, before FIFA gave them the money,
Yeah.
they needed to spend, isn't it?
They can pay back.
No, but they can pay back.
So
Yes,
ask
but
them to
before
pay
then,
back.
before you see, they need to prepare and go to the World Cup before FIFA gives them the money. FIFA's money will come after.
Yes, I think it's 11 to 12 million dollars
After, and so government need to plan. In fact, I went to Parliament and allocated 150 million cedis for the whole campaign, assuming that the national team was going to go all the way to finals.
But how much did you give them?
58.
Will you collect
58.
it back? Because FIFA are giving them 11 million.
So now that
how much?
13.
13
taxes.
So
they've got the money.
So 13 times
13, the money will come.
So 13 times 11
minus tax.
Yeah, so FIFA are giving them about $10 million there.
They pay tax on that money. At
Yes,
which
because
country?
it's paid in
You're
dollars.
not discollecting.
See, when I collect tax here, you say that I'm collecting too much. It's collecting money from them. So what I want to say is that thanks for that information. I'll quickly follow up.
Somebody has come, please.
I'll quickly
So
follow up.
based on his appeal,
I'm going to collect my money.
but the last question is civil society wants me to ask you. Civil society wants me to ask you. They are saying that you are spending within your means. But if you listen to not just the minority yesterday, but even from people around, there's a certain view that there's no money in the system and you are sitting on the money. And that when election year comes, there's a lot of pressure on you to spend. Right? I heard yesterday your colleague from Winneba, he said, you look at you backbenchers. You don't have any money. So the fiscal discipline is great, but historically elections have derailed them. What type of support do you have from the president and the cabinet that this type of discipline will continue even when there's election year spending pressure, which I believe next year will start?
Bernard, without the support of the president, there's no way I could implement these policies that we are implementing. Whatever I've implemented was approved by cabinet, and it tells you that I have the buy-in of the cabinet of President Mahama. The budget and the policies that I read to Parliament enacted them into law are budget and policies of His Excellency the President, not my budget. It is only his policies, and with the buy-in of his cabinet. And I want to put on record that this government is so determined to ensure that this fiscal discipline comes to stay. I said yesterday that fiscal discipline should no longer be a policy of a minister. It is time that it becomes the culture of our country. We have seen the consequences of fiscal indiscipline in this country. If we don't learn from it, the next crisis may be worse than what we've seen before. And so all of us has a responsibility to protect it. Not only me, not only His Excellency the President, not only his cabinet, all of us. But you see, I can understand colleagues. I can understand those making those statements, even the minority. They are used to spending large. This has defined Ghana under President Akufo-Addo and years. And so something that we are used to in the last 8 years, that is all of a sudden changing. I'm sure people will say, yesterday I used to spend anyhow. I was the king in the jungle and I could spend as much as I want. And today I'm not able to do it. And there is a new order. Okay. I think it would take a while for people to get used to. If we are able to cross the cycle, it will also become the new normal. And we have a responsibility.
I can't let you leave without remembering. You know, Sky just came in 14 years ago today, 24th July. He announced on air the death of a man many consider to be your political godfather, So I don't know if you are going for the event, but I think it would be remiss of me not to let you comment on Mills's influence on you before you go, especially on a day like this.
Yeah, President Mills was my constituent and an uncle, and he's a great man. Some of us joined politics through his influence, and obviously his nature and his style encouraged some of us to join the NDC. Today we are in the NDC because of him, and we are doing the Lord's work. It's a shame the way he left unannounced, and it's something that we don't want to remember because it hurts. But his legacy lives on, and his ideals, his vision, what he stands for is exactly what defines some of us, and we want to work to make him proud wherever he is. All what I can say is that his family in my constituency in Enyandintra, his brothers and sisters and all his extended family wish him a rest that is deserving of him. And from here, I will pass there to the Asumdre Park. I'm supposed to be there, but because of your show, and
thank you.
I can't skip it. So I said, let me come. Otherwise, you crucify me. I've been running away from you for some time.
I'm sure we'll see you in November because the budget is coming.
I love you. I beg you. There's Mr. Minister. There's a question please. That I had put on the platform.
I'm not surprised.
No, but this one is not my concern.
Okay.
So, an ardent listener. The name is Joe T.
Okay.
He says that NADMO staff haven't been paid for 14 months.
It's not correct.
If I may ask the finance minister, when are you going to deal with that? Because they are losing their wives. Some are committing suicide. All kinds of things are happening.
14 months.
So, Sky, thank you very much for bringing this. I saw it one of the platforms. To get employed, you need commitment financial clearance from the Ministry of Finance. I don't know when they were employed and whether financial clearance was given to them. It must be budgeted for. I know that recently I signed the financial clearance for 1,000 staff of NADMO. That has been done, but I don't know when they were employed. And I'm not the one who employed them. And I'm sure their ministry or the NADMO itself are aware that they will have to apply for commitment or financial clearance to employ public, because I have to pay them from the consolidated fund.
Exactly.
And I need authorization from Parliament, and I have to budget for it.
Thank you. Honorable Atufosin is MP for Ijumaku Enyane Siam and his Minister of Finance. I read the budget yesterday and we spoke to him. Thank you for being on the show. When we come back, we'll take you to the Northern Business Fair because one of our major partners is EcoBank, and they'll tell you why all roads lead to the Jubilee Park on Saturday and Sunday. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, now the traffic is still point, sir.
Driver, police furnish insurance.
Hey, my insurance will be on point.
They just arrested someone whose insurance expired last month. Now, dear, last 2 years, and you're still going.
Hey, where will I pass? Let me park and now come and wait. Oh, what's that? You hide. Just walk into the store and get the new Hollard Insure Pack.
Don't be caught wanting. Hollard Insure Pack is now available at select Malcolm stores and Shell shops nationwide. Just pick one app and the shop attendant will give you the instruction manual. Follow the instructions to complete the process. Araba Hollard will instantly send your policy document and insurance sticker straight to your WhatsApp. For more details and inquiries, call 020-546-3696 or 056-111-2777.
Bruh, what's up? Driver, where's your insurance?
Hollard Insure Pack, boss. Bought it at the Malcolm store right there. Instant.
Hey, why lucky for Hollard Insurance?
Hollard Insure Pack. Ain't too easy.
You're so dear. Admissions. This August,
Begin your future at Valley View University, the only university that gives you more than a degree. The 2026-2027 academic year begins at all our campuses, Oibi, Kumasi, and Techiman. At VVU, our holistic education builds character, nurtures faith, and prepares all students for real impact in the world market. Our alumni are excelling in fields such as computer science, biomedical engineering, nursing, midwifery, education, communications, business administration, agriculture, agribusiness, theology, and more. Choose VVU. Learn with values, lead with confidence, and serve with excellence. Admissions are open for the September 2026-2027 intake. Apply now at admissions.vvu.edu.gh. VVU, excellence, integrity, and service.
Who dey brass? We dey brass them. Who dey brass? We dey brass them. Who dey brass? We dey brass them. Brass your teeth. Brass your teeth every day and night. After eating before bed, brass the gems away. The sugar jam, go brass them. Fufu jam, go brass them. Rice jam, go brass them. Go.
When it comes to your teeth, Fanu World Cup. Brush them twice daily with Pepsodent, now in limited edition packs. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Original the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
HR is evolving. Are you ready? Join industry leaders, HR professionals, and business executives at HR Connect Conference 2026 for powerful conversations on transforming HR into a true driver of business growth and competitive advantage in Africa. The theme: from certification to competence, why elevating HR is critical for business growth and competitive advantage in Africa. The date, 30th and 31st of July 2026 at the Labadi Beach Hotel at 9 a.m. daily. Tickets are going for 2,000 Ghana cedis only. HR Connect Conference 2026. Connect, learn, lead, and transform.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
7 minutes to 10. Don't forget that the Northern Business Fair comes your way this weekend at the Jubilee Park in Tamale. And I have in the studio Isaac Quay, who's the head of SMEs EcoBank, and Michael Amoa, who's the senior accounts manager for SME EcoBank, joining us to talk about the sponsorship of this very important program. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So how does the sponsorship for the Northern Business Fair align with EcoBank's vision and commitment to supporting businesses in Ghana?
Thank you so much, Bernard, and we'll say good morning to your listeners. And I think you had a very engaging moment this morning. But at EcoBank, you see, our mission is to drive Africa's economic development by empowering businesses of all sizes and scale and to create jobs. You know, at the center of this whole SME discussion is the fact that SMEs contribute more than 70% of the country's GDP. About 80% also goes into employment. I mean, the total employment in the whole economy is about 80% are within the SME space. And clearly, anything which regards jobs also affects livelihood. Now, if that is anything to go by, then our vision as to EcoBank's vision to promote economic development and empowering businesses fully aligns with this fair, because we believe that as your institution, one of the main reasons why you decided to do this fair is to see how you could assist the economy, and most importantly, get businesses to have interlinkages, to scale, and to bring efficiencies as to how they operate. Because every system of the economy which contributes more than 70% is actually the backbone of the whole nation. So that is how come we are sponsoring, and we are fully aligned, because we realize that that has a direct impact on our citizenry. And to also further add, you know, in EcoBank, it's not just about EcoBank Ghana. EcoBank is we are spread all over Africa, over 34 African countries, and in most of the trade corridors, we are there. So, of course, with that level of spectra and growth and ability, what it means is that it's a unique proposition that allows us to bring our services to the doorstep of these SMEs and gives them the ability to scale and grow.
So beyond sponsoring, you are also going to exhibit. So Michael, tell me about some of the products and services that you will be showcasing at the Northern Business Fair.
Thank you, Bernard. So at this year's fair, we are showcasing a range of products and services that are designed specifically for SMEs, agribusinesses, and women-led enterprises.
Correct.
So if I will break it down a bit, SME financing includes, you know, tailor-made solutions for working capital, asset acquisition, and business expansion. Again, we are looking at agri-business financing. Today, you know that agriculture is the pillar of the economy, as we say. And so we are looking at solutions that will support all the actors within the value chain, including farmers, aggregators, processors, exporters, and manufacturers.
Go ahead.
Again, let me add one more. Our digital solutions, we are showcasing them.
Wonderful.
Today, businesses are looking for opportunities to digitize their business to make them more efficient. So our digital solutions will be highlighted at this program, helping businesses to digitize and become more efficient. And then last but not the least, trade financing solutions.
Wonderful.
You know, we are encouraging our businesses to grow, to expand into other markets. Within the economy too, businesses need support in terms of the guarantees that we provide for them, for those that supply to big companies within the economy. So we provide them with guarantees, and then also letters of credit for those that are doing international business, and also to support their supply chain financing. So all these products and solutions will be highlighted.
Isaac, what key messages would you like visitors and potential customers to take away from EcoBank after visiting your stand at the fair?
Thank you so much. You see, EcoBank is a growth partner for all businesses. And so even though we seem to be specifying on SME, we are not restricted. All businesses, we are a key strategic partner. Whether you are a startup, whether you are a small business, whether you are a woman entrepreneur as expressed by my brother, whether an agri-business, whether you are within the FMCG sector, we have tailored solutions for all these people. And as I indicated earlier, we are not only providing financing, but we are providing advisory services, market access and opportunities, and also digital solutions, which is a new emerging area that all SMEs need if they want to grow and be efficient at what they do. And we also want visitors to know that when their businesses grow, the communities they serve grow, and ultimately the Ghanaian economy grow. EcoBank is committed to being part of this success and journey.
Isaac alluded to emerging trends. Michael, so what are some of the emerging trends you're seeing in your industry, and how are you responding to them?
There are several of them, but let me highlight just four for our discussion. Today, digital financing solutions have become very important for businesses. So businesses are looking for faster ways of making their payments, faster ways of accessing banking services. They are looking to manage their cash flows more efficiently, and digital solutions is becoming one. So EcoBank continues to invest heavily in digital platforms that makes banking simpler and more accessible. Number two is the growing importance and recognition of women-led, women-focused, and women-driven businesses.
Correct.
Everybody knows that women businesses are a pillar to economic growth. Through our Elevate program, EcoBank is expanding access to financing and non-financial banking solutions to women entrepreneurs and helping them to overcome barriers to growth. Number three is agribusiness financing. We said here that agribusiness is a pillar of the economy. And so we are partnering with institutions and developing tailor-made solutions that help agribusiness throughout the value chain, as I mentioned earlier. And finally, sustainability has become a very key issue. You cannot talk anything today without talking about sustainability. And so in financing, we are doing the same. EcoBank is incorporating sustainable financial solutions into everything that we do, even when we are financing business. So these trends are emerging and we are responding adequately to them.
Let me come back to Isaac. Beyond this event, what initiatives is EcoBank putting in place to support local businesses and economic development generally?
Thank you so much. At EcoBank, as I indicated earlier, supporting businesses is at the core of what we do in terms of how we help them to scale. And also to add something small to what my brother said. I mean, today, you agree with me that based on the energy issues, one of the key sustainable things we really want to do, and which we're actually doing, is we've created a DEX which allows businesses who want to go green to enjoy some concessionary funding to be able to go green and adopt energy conservation measures. Beyond that, I mean, we've mentioned a lot of products around women-led businesses, a lot of things around agri-financing. We are looking at the whole value chain of agri-financing today. Over the years, it has not been a very interesting area for most financial institutions. Today is a key area for EcoBank. So we are looking at the whole value chain in terms of aggregators, processors, distributors, exporters. All of them are key. We're actually looking at from farm to fork when we talk about the agri sector. Then, of course, the almighty digital evolution that my brother is talking about. So the key thing is that when the general public come, they will enjoy all these at their disposal.
Wonderful. We're talking to Isaac Quay, head of SME EcoBank, and Michael Amwa, who's senior account manager for SME EcoBank. It's part of the Northern Business Fair happening tomorrow and Sunday at the Jubilee Park in Tamale. Let's wrap up. Michael, so you've been partnering Citi and Channel One on some issues. What has the experience been like on this partnership?
Bernard, the experience has been wonderful. Channel One TV is a credible platform.
Correct.
And so being associated with this platform, giving us opportunity to reach entrepreneurs and bringing, policymakers, development partners together, having conversations around how we grow our business. So it's been a very good partnership, and we appreciate the platform because it's bringing highlighting Northern Ghana as a potential place for investment.
Okay.
And we support and we are fully committed to this initiative, and we are happy to be part of it.
So Isaac, tell listeners and the general public why they should be in Tamale for tomorrow and Sunday.
Excellent. I will strongly encourage everybody to visit the Northern Business Fair. And the reason is very simple, because we at EcoBank Ghana are excited to be part of this journey, knowing the broad ramification and impact in terms of positive impact on the lives of our citizens. Indeed, for businesses, it is an excellent opportunity to discover new markets, showcase their products, connect to potential customers, explore financial options, and learn from industry experts. For entrepreneurs, especially those in agribusiness, manufacturing, trading, women-led businesses, this fair provides them access to valuable networks, practical business insights, and opportunities that can accelerate their growth. Then, last but not the least, for the general public, it is a chance to experience the innovation, creativity, entrepreneurial spirit that is driving development in Northern Ghana. And if the SME sector, it's contributing to 70% of our GDP, then clearly people should know that they must come, because contributing to this and they showing up would also lead to the economic recovery that the country is looking at.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Isaac Quay, Head of SMEs, EcoBank, and Michael Lamwa, Senior Accounts Manager, SME. All roads lead to the Jubilee Park tomorrow. It's all day and Sunday as well. And EcoBank are proud partners for the Northern Business Fair. In the meantime, the Ongalicious Abingwa promo has extended to 15th August, and now participating is even easier. Simply submit 20 Onga powder promo sachets or 20 Onga shrimp tablet promo wrappers, or a mix of the two, still making a total of 20. Promo at any Onga redemption center and receive your scratch card. Scratch to reveal your unique code, dial *713*27# and win instantly. There's over 4 million cedis worth of cash and prizes to be won, including cash prize of up to 200,000 cedis, smart TVs, deep freezers, washing machines, kitchen appliances, and many more. Hurry, promo now ends on 15th August. This promo is regulated by NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Bills Microcredit helps you break the silence of lack of money. When your rent is due and you can't pick the call, when the shop is empty and you're pretending it's fine, when salary finished 2 weeks ago and there's still a week to go, whether you need working capital, a salary loan, emergency cash, or startup funding, your Ghana card is all you need. Call Bills Microcredit today, 0302 200 390. Break the silence, Bills got you. Buy Diamond Cement, 32.5 hour cement, which is affordable version, and also our 42.5 hour cement, the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. Available at our major depots. Deal with the company directly by calling 020-2021-175. Locate us in Aflao, Takrady, or Buipe. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond. And if you're ready to level up your future, make Academic City University your first choice. At Academic City, students don't just learn, they build, they innovate and lead. Our graduates work with global companies like Apple, Goldman Sachs, and Ernst & Young, while others are building startups and driving innovation across Africa. Academic City offers innovative undergrad and postgrad programs in engineering, business admin, communications, AI, data science, and cybersecurity. We're also the first university in sub-Saharan Africa to offer undergrad programs in nuclear engineering and unmanned aerial systems engineering. Professional courses are available. Call 053-101-2236 or visit act.edu.gh. Academic City University, educating future-ready leaders. Meanwhile, Lifesource International School is an all-girls STEM and entrepreneurship boarding school where we raise leaders and industry creators. We accept girls from Cambridge, JHS 1 through A levels, offering a safe learning environment, affordable tuition and scholarship opportunities for 2025 and 2026. focus on STEM and entrepreneurial career pathways integrated with the 7 habits of a leader, enabling our girls develop confidence, discipline, and critical thinking skills. We're at Apam Junction, Central Region. You may also call 055-955-2263 or visit lifesourceghana.org for more information. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, the perfect fit anytime for that hangout. There's also a delightful orange and a very exciting cocktail fruit drink. Piva is available at your local store. You may call 0550-032-231 for bulk purchase. Piva is definitely a taste you will love. And at Rosebank International University College, we don't just award degrees, we prepare you for globally competitive careers. We offer accredited undergrad and postgrad programs in commerce, ICT, and hospitality. Equip yourself with industry-ready skills and start your journey today. Visit us on www.riuc.edu.gh or call 030-700-7800. Rosebank International University College, your future starts here. Well and truly in branch in the city territory, and the team is here to make it your morning very exciting. My name is Bernard Avle. The show started with Caleb Kuda. We had the whole team: Richard Sky, Francis Kakakra Fossen, Godfrey Akotobuafo, and myself, Bernard, joining in later. Thanks for listening. Stay with us.